back to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Yay, Jimmie. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. This is like this story this week, Jimmie. Yeah. I'm more excited than usual. I'm usually excited, but like this is one of these stories where I'm like, I didn't even think it was true for half the story.
I'm still reeling from last week. I can't believe that was
Alonzo
not.
Spellman.
How did nobody know about that?
I don't know how that all slipped through the radar of a police standoff and federal aviation charges. That was a lot of shit going on.
If you've got mental issues, I have them as well. Just fucking handle it, please. Take your meds.
Take your medication,
right.
please.
If it's bipolar shit that causes you to act out and lash out, please take them. Because
for the love of God,
for the benefit of society, just do it.
Otherwise, if you don't think it's important, listen to the Alonzo Spellman episode last week, and then go take your medication because you'll be I feel motivated to take your medication at that point. I just also want to thank people for their iTunes reviews this week because they really came through huge for us this week, guys. Yeah. Thank you so much. Really, we appreciate it more than you know. It really
we're closing
means
in
the
on
world.
800, right?
Yeah, we're closing in on 800
incredible.
for Crime and Sports. It really is. It's amazing, and thank you guys because it's all you. Obviously, we're not doing the reviews,
right?
So thank you guys. You're helping us on the business end more than you could possibly know.
It's awesome.
If you really want to help us even more than that, you really have to. You need to. You feel the need, the love.
You want to help James get health insurance so that he can get his meds.
You don't want me to die, so the show continues. You can go to patreon.com/crimeinsports, and you can give us a donation there. There's some cool rewards that you get. Also, too, if you want to do just a one-time donation, you can do a PayPal. You can do we're crimeinsports@gmail.com.
That's the
on
one.
PayPal. So we can do that. Hook it up, and we're, like I said, you'll never find two more appreciative people.
It's true.
Because thank you so much for everything you guys have done for us so far.
The money that's supposed to come through our hard work doesn't come. So
and, we have a story for that later on. Stay tuned to the end of the episode. If you give a shit about us and our business and personal dealings,
journey through this bullshit.
Yes, because a lot of you have followed our
trajectory
of all of this stuff, and so I have a story. I can't be. It's a metaphor, but you'll get it.
Understand.
And it'll be funny. So go ahead and listen to that at the end.
Just
hang out and do that. And please, if you haven't, like we said, go back and listen to Alonzo Spellman last week because that's one of the craziest goddamn stories I've ever heard in my life. It really was. That was one of the nuttier stories we've had. But today's story, this story here, this is one where I didn't think it was real at first, and I'm not the only one. Too.
Really?
This is like many people thought this was a hoax at many different times in his life.
Is it on Snopes?
It should be. Yes, this is this is a non-debunked myth,
Fantastic.
Not a myth. So you could say it's a guy named Gregory Toe Nash.
Okay.
Toe is his nickname.
Oh. How do you get a nickname like that?
Well, his grandmother named him that. We'll get into that in a sec. But his grandmother nicknamed him Toe when he was 3 years old because he had huge feet.
Oh, okay.
No, he's black as black can be.
Oh, okay.
No, he's very black. There's no blonde hair.
There's no toe head.
No toe head here. And he had very large feet, and she could tell he was going to have even bigger feet.
Okay.
And so she started calling him Toe.
Because she didn't want to name him Dick.
And it stuck. Yes, we'll get into this here. Now, he is born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, February 16th, 1982.
Yeah.
So he's still pretty young.
Around my age.
Yeah, he's still a young guy, right around in our ballpark here. He's just born in Baton Rouge, but moves to Sorrento, Louisiana.
Okay.
Which is
I don't know where that is.
No one does. That's the thing. It's a town. It's in I'm going to pronounce this wrong as shit. It's in Ascension Parish, Louisiana.
Okay.
The population's about 1,200.
Okay.
So it's a very, very small town, about 50 miles outside of New Orleans, middle of nowhere. It's they count it in the Baton Rouge metropolitan statistical area, basically, when they do it. So it's closer to Baton Rouge than anything else.
It's just out in the sticks of Baton Rouge.
It's out in the sticks. If you work there...
A lot of people talk without moving their mouth.
Yes. Yeah. If you live there, you probably work in the sugarcane fields.
Or you hunt gators.
Well, you do that anyway.
As seen on A&E.
You do that anyway.
That's what you do in your spare time, or you do it for your career.
Yeah. That's when you come home from the sugar fields. You've chopped down all the cane you can get for that day. You're like, now I'm going to get me a gator for dinner. Because that's literally... Oh, I'm not joking.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
They eat gator?
These people, not only do they eat gator, as we'll find out later on, men play baseball for pay in gator meat.
What?
While they're
what the fuck?
Cooked gator meat.
In my lifetime, that's happening.
This happened 10 years ago.
It probably happened yesterday.
And probably
Somebody
yesterday.
played baseball yesterday.
It's still going on. There's so many weird connections to this story, man. It's so strange.
That's hilarious.
Now, Toe, we'll just call him Toe.
Mm-hmm.
Toe here, his father, Charles Tootie Payton is his name. Nickname Tootie. So everyone's got a nickname down there. I like Tootie. Now, Tootie, I liked Tootie, man. This Tootie guy's got a really cool. He's this guy. It seems like he's poor. He's from down in an impoverished area. Things don't go his way, as we're going to talk about, and he just seems to be cool with it. He just seems to hang in there, keep his spirit, try to be a decent dad. Yeah. Like, he's a good dad. This guy. He's a really
Steve
good dad.
Martin's family in The Jerk.
Yes, that's what this is. That's with less kids. With less kids, because it's only Toe and his little sister, and the father and the mother, and that's it. But they're growing up in a shack. Mm-hmm. We're talking about
tin roof shack.
We're talking about shacks. Yeah. Like, you would see a shack, and it's wild. I'm telling you right now. You'll see a shack, and they come home from the sugarcane fields and go in things that look like they're condemned.
Ridiculous.
It's insane down there. So at a very young age, about 3 years old, right around the time he earned the Toe nickname, his father bought him his first baseball glove. Okay, from like the dollar store. It was like a cheap dollar store, discount store.
Well, it's not meant to be played baseball with.
Yeah, when you give a 3-year-old, he's really not going to catch with it anyway. It's just to put on his hand and take a picture, because that's what he wanted to do. He stuck it on his hand, took a picture of him. So there's a picture of Toe at 3 years old with a glove on. So, his dad was a big baseball fan. Like, as they go on a little bit later, there's pictures of him with a wiffle bat in his hand, and every picture of him as a kid, he's doing something baseball-like. Oh. You know what I mean? It's he would go out at night and hit balls, just to hit them.
Shack fly balls with his dad or whatever?
Yeah, he would go out. Well, his dad, what they would do, and it's funny, too, because his dad never pressured him, never made him do it, never said, now get out there and do that because you're going to get off the cane fields.
That's how you do it.
He just, encouraged him, said, hey, baseball's fun. And the kid loved it and just kept playing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. At the time, too, he's a big uppercut swinger, too, just going for home runs, that kind of thing. Father stuffed an old sock with a rag and threw it around.
That was his ball.
And would do it, he would do it that way. That was his ball. After that, later on in his teen years, he would get a broomstick and he would go down to the local tavern. He'd go down to the local bar, Toe would, and collect all the bottle caps he could from the ground, all outside and all that, and take it back and have his dad fling bottle caps at him, and he'd hit him with a broomstick.
Wow.
So that was how he was... That's the way they were playing.
That's great.
Yeah, well, if you can't beat that for hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, that's really seeing the ball. If you can see a bottle cap and smash it, that's amazing.
Yeah, they used to, Edgar Martinez, who's a near Hall of Famer, but he was a DH there for the Mariners. He used to have really weird techniques of training. That's why he had like a 340 lifetime average, where he would get a golf ball, and he would have the pitching machine throw golf balls at him, and he would put a dot on the golf ball, so he would try to pick up the dot to pick up the spin of the golf ball to train his eyes to do that.
That's incredible.
So then when he'd see a baseball coming at him, it would look enormous, and it has he can see seams, so he can see the rotation,
and he can see the Rawlings logo on it too.
Yes, exactly. That apparently that works.
Amazing.
Yeah, you can train your eyes. So he does this. They're doing that. He loves his baseball, basically. He looks a lot like his dad, too. Toe is a very not the... How do we put this? I don't want to say not the brightest guy, but his actions are they warrant that statement over the course of this thing, without a doubt. But I'm not sure about his intelligence, but he's definitely not educated at all. And we'll find out why.
You mean rural New Orleans?
Yeah.
Rural Baton Rouge?
Very
that area doesn't have a great education system.
Odd, right? to go out and work the cane fields? Yeah. No. He's, it's very strange. He talks very slow. Yeah. And he's very simple. And like I said, lack of formal education.
That's a Louisiana way to talk, though.
He's very shy, too, though. He's just not, and he's a big kid, too. He grows up, when he's done, he's 6'6", 220. He's a big dude.
Wow.
He's a big dude and jacked. And,
My uncle was
muscular.
a sheriff in Colorado, and a deputy sheriff, not the sheriff, deputy sheriff in Colorado, and he was
fucking
from
liar, Jimmie.
Yeah, he was from Louisiana, and he's an educated man, very educated, very smart man, and he sounds dumb as shit because of the way they sound
tough.
in Louisiana.
When you're the slow speech and that sort of thing. It's nothing against you guys.
No,
it's just the
I
way
love
you
my
talk.
uncle
terribly. I
but
have uncles that are smart and have heavy
dumb.
New York accents, and they sound like morons. So it's the same exact thing.
Exactly.
Exact same thing. Any heavy accent makes you sound stupid unless it's British.
But yeah.
Well, then Cockney, you probably sound a little dumb too. Actually,
a New York accent is kind of a rushed speech, though. You know what I mean? They're getting through the sentence fast.
True,
Whereas in the South, it's like they got all fucking day.
Yeah, it's all right. Here.
I got all day to say this fucking sentence.
All day. So around 8 or 9, his brother or his mother leaves the family. She just takes off, which is an odd. We don't hear that
that's
very
weird.
often.
The mom took off.
It's usually the other way around.
Yeah, it's dad. He's got to go make more kids.
Mom takes off, goes to Baton Rouge, and never looks back.
We did have one. Who was it that? He was in Texas with his dad because mom had like 13 kids. Where was that one?
Was it Ayala, maybe? No, it wasn't
It was
Tony.
fairly recent, too.
No, this guy reminds me a lot of Brian Spencer.
Okay.
We'll get into. You remember Brian Spencer is early 40s of our episodes. He was a 41, 42. Brian Spencer, he's a hockey player that they found there was stories about him shooting moose out his window for dinner and shit like that. Like, this is the southern version of Brian Spencer's Canadian
Dad really
upbringing.
gave a shit.
Dad gave a shit. Dad, the mother leaves, but, the father would go to all the Little League games, and Toe would do Little League and T-ball and all that sort of thing. And, was as big as his father when he was 12,
That's so awesome.
Yeah, he's a huge
I wish I was
kid.
like that.
I know, right? Well, that's... Well, also, I was tall like that, but I'd like to have the athletic abilities and gifts that this guy has here. Charles would just come. Charles is his dad. Tootie would just come and watch the game, sit in the bleachers. He was an amazing player, so right away.
I just want to be tall for the reason that you never see a tall homeless guy, ever. You never see that.
No.
True. The freeways here are littered with people begging for change, and they're all my height or shorter. There's nobody that's 6'5" standing on a freeway overpass with a sign that says stranded for like 4 months. You don't see that.
It's very odd, but I'm excited about that because I don't want to be homeless. And at this rate,
you're going to be all right.
Yeah, I hope I'll be all right.
We'll figure
here.
it out for you. But for me, I'm fucked if I don't keep a job. If I don't keep the bills paid, I'll be on an overpass.
Like he's too tall. We have to give him a job. I'm sorry. He's just way too tall.
We need him to stock the shelves. At least that.
There's something. Right. Yeah, I feel like maybe that's it. I'm not sure.
We don't have to put him through ladder safety.
That'll help a lot.
Yeah.
That'll help a lot. So Toe is going through Little League. He's doing his thing. No mother. Having problems in school a little bit that we'll talk about in a moment. But on the field doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because there's some interesting thing that happens here and a really, really fortuitous little meeting that happens for him. At 1994, he's 12 years old. He's playing in Little League. He's in the Dixie Youth Tournament. It's in Hammond, Louisiana.
Yeah.
At this point, he's 5'10", 140 pounds.
Jesus.
He's 12 years old. He's a big, big kid. In this game, he strikes because he's a pitcher. He pitches and hits, and he's good at both.
Because he's big.
Yeah, exactly. He's a big kid, and he's just smoking people. He strikes out 17 of 21 batters that he faced. My
goodness.
And he's throwing a 70-mile-an-hour fastball, which, as you know, in Little League is equivalent to like 100 in the majors. That's just crazy. Because it's a shorter distance, so 70 is a lot faster. And he hit 2 home runs in this game. So, I mean...
He's the hero.
He is crushing it. Now, you'd think his dad, Tootie's out in the stands, and a couple people from the cane fields and all that, but also who was in the stands was a guy named Benny Latino.
Okay.
Benny Latino is a Tampa Bay Devil Rays scout.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He's a scout. At this point, he wasn't a scout. He was he's a college baseball player, and he had a knee injury, and he was trying to become a scout.
Okay.
And so he was just getting into the scouting game, kind of a part-time scout.
And he just found a hero.
Yeah, he's from Hammond.
Wow.
And one of his friends had a kid playing in the tournament.
So lucky.
He loves baseball. He's like, I'll come watch your kid play. Yeah. And he sees Toe. And he's like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, literally, he said, who is that? Like,
after the game, his buddy's like, did you see my kid play? He's like, yeah, I watched that hero strike him out 11 times.
Yeah, it's absolutely insanity. I mean, he said he was the best little leaguer he's ever seen in his life.
Wow.
He said, I've never seen another guy like that. He said, what is his name? Toe? And he just filed it away. And he's like, I'm going to look for that kid in 5-10 years because I'm going to look for him through high school because that's a guy.
We need that.
That's a guy that's going to be doing something.
He can do that at 12. Wait till he's 18.
Yeah, let's see what he does. You know, once he gets some real size under him, and some experience, and some
and nothing
seasoning.
to do down here. All he's got is baseball, and he's going to figure it out.
Some coaching, but he has problems though. Like I said, in school, he has issues. He has issues. He's expelled from schools for fighting.
What?
He's expelled for schools from fighting. He's expelled from 2 schools. And then finally he goes to like a reform type school, like an alternative school, like a military type school that they sent you to. It's like either this or juvie, and he gets expelled from that.
Wow.
And so he basically he gets suspended, and after he's suspended, he just drops out.
Oh no.
Now at this point he's only 15 years old. You need to be 16 to drop out legally in Louisiana, but he just stops showing up and nobody cares. Nobody looks at it. Nobody keeps up at it. Just like that, whatever. Toe said, quote, I was having problems at my house. I took it out on school. Mm-hmm. So he was just getting in fights. He's an angry kid. Yeah. Which, you know what?
It's a rebellious attitude whenever you got shit going on.
And he's hanging out with older kids.
Of course he is.
He's big. And they're he blends in. He's hanging out with the older kids, and they're not doing great. Also, at one of the schools, there were reports in his school records that he threatened a teacher with a knife, which is a bad move. You shouldn't really do that.
Wow.
So nobody notices that he drops out. So what he does is he lives in a trailer, a really shitty trailer with a couple of friends, no phone, no anything, and works the cane fields with his dad. That's what he's doing. Because his dad's has been working since the mother left. Toe has been looking after his little sister Joanna, while his father works a bunch of different jobs trying to make ends meet. He does construction. He works the cane fields. Yeah. He's a good dad, and he's just trying to get it done. He doesn't have a lot of time to keep his eye on this kid, and so he starts tearing away and acting like an asshole, which happens if you have no supervision and you're 12 and older kids influence you. That's going to happen. Absolutely. So at this point, I still feel bad for him. So once we get into high school or whatever, he's dropped out of high school. He's at past 16. By the way, the Toe nickname worked out because he wears size 18 shoes. They should call him Greg.
What?
Toe is not there. They should call him Greg Femur Cock Nash. That's what they should call him. Femur Cock.
He is wearing an 18.
18.
He fits his foot into a first base glove mitt. That's crazy.
Insanity. Wow.
That is a huge foot.
The funny part is when he hits, he's like we said, he's such a good hitter. He doesn't even use his bat. He just swings his cock around and waits for the ball and just twirls it and bang.
That's
right
incredible.
Out to left field. It's incredible. You should see it. It's wild.
I kind of want to see it.
It's quite the feat. I'll say that. By the way, all the fluff pieces on this guy, every single one of them has a pun.
Really?
Every single one of them.
None of them mentions a cock.
Toes, big feet, F-E-A-T and shit like that. This was the most annoying.
Most annoying case to research.
This is the most annoyed I've ever been at articles in this case. Every time I'd open a new one, I'm like, oh, you son. Fuck you. Oh, just fuck you. You thought you were clever. And the thing is, they didn't repeat them either. They all had to look. They want to make a pun, and they all had to look at the other puns that have already been made. And they were like, no.
I got to dig deeper.
Big feet. Yeah, there we go. So he's hanging around. Toe, femur cock is hanging around. He's in Sorrento. He's playing baseball. He's shooting hoops, hanging out, drifting. Just, goes from friend's house to friend's house. Doesn't really have a set place he's really living. People are kind of helping him out, that sort of thing. He says about this, let's do it in their own words. Let's fire up in their own words here for how everyone is to him in Sorrento and why he just kind of goes from back. Because it seems he's just drifting from house to house. And he says, in their own words, quote, it's a little small town. I'm going to say that everybody's black down there and kin to you. I was helping them out, and they gave me a few dollars. So you'd go do like odd jobs and shit, and then they'd give him a few bucks and let him stay there. Ugh. And everybody's kin, which sounds terrible. I don't want anybody to be kin. That sounds awful. It sounds like you have to talk to a lot of people you don't want to talk to all the time.
Everybody's kin? No, thank you.
No, thanks.
I don't even like my own.
No. So he doesn't go to high school at all.
Nothing.
He drops out in the middle of the 8th grade.
But this man made it to professional sports?
Well, let's get into it. Yeah,
How the fuck did that happen?
That's what I mean. This story is incredible, and it seems fake.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Right now, he's a lost kid, dropped out, working in the sugar fields. How the fuck does he get to going from trailer to trailer, working in the sugar fields with no education, not playing high school baseball, not doing anything, to becoming a professional athlete? That is the trip here.
This is insane.
And then how does he piss it away? That's the other part.
Right. How do you not...
Unbelievable.
How do you not value that so much that you're like, I've been through the shit. I don't want to go back to the shit.
Well, he apparently doesn't. He has no interest in it. Instead, he sticks around. Now, 6 years later, this is when he would be 18 years old. This is about 2000. Benny Latino starts looking for him. Okay. He starts checking him out. Now, what he's doing is he's looking in all the the prospect magazines that they put out.
Yeah.
He's looking through that. He starts looking through newspaper articles to see high school results.
Yeah.
To see his name in there. Can't find him there. Can't find him anywhere. He's looking everywhere to find him. He went everywhere. He went to, literally was walking around the town, popping his head in the barber shop going, a kid named Toe, big kid, real good at baseball.
Really? Literally,
that's what he's doing.
I mean, it's such a small town. That's a great strategy.
Yeah. He's going in the schoolyards. He's asking like going to high schools, going, Toe, a big guy named Toe, hits
everything
the ball
short
real
of
far.
going to the dairy and putting it on the milk cartons.
Yeah, pretty much. He basically was like showing up going, hey, a guy, he hit a ball really far when he was 12. Should be about 18
Huge
now.
cock. Huge cock.
Down to his knees, swings it, hits the
Can't
ball.
wear
Boom.
shorts. Huge cock.
Can't wear shorts. If he does, he has to wear jockeys, keep it all locked up. Wraps it around his waist like a belt, keep his pants up. You know the guy I'm talking about. So
cock print on his thigh. That guy.
That guy. So he asks, he can't find him. Finally, somebody says, yeah, that guy. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah. No, he plays in this league over here.
Really?
And he was like, what fucking league is this? So he finds out it's the Sugarcane League is what he plays in, and we'll get into the Sugarcane League in a second here.
Isn't sugarcane like tall sticks?
Yes.
Yeah. Is he just like...
This field, by the way, the Sugarcane, they're just chopping them down like a machete. I mean, it's like a Harry Belafonte song.
Dick, yeah.
It's sad. So he just uses his dick and knocks it all down. So the field they play in is interesting, too, the Sugarcane League. There's no walls. There's no wall. It's just literally the sugar cane. It's like
That's
field,
awesome.
It's like Field of Dreams, where it just ends at the corn.
Like the green
this
monster
ends
is
at the
just
sugar.
the sugar monster.
That's what it is. It's the sugar monster.
You can't go get the ball when you hit it out there.
So it's gone.
It's
gone.
gone.
In the sugar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's in the sugar. There's a gator out there chomping on it.
Good luck. Snakes,
That's
poisonous
awesome.
shit. Enjoy.
I want to play there. That's cool.
It sounds fun. But so anyway, he fights in Tangapahoa is the...
Close enough.
Where this field is. Jesus Christ, that is a rough name. That's where this field is. People have described the field many different ways, which is pretty funny because it's been described complete opposite ways. Like a lot of people said they had a bunch of, basically down the sides of the field, they'd have a bunch of people in oil drums cooking shit.
Really?
Like barbecuing.
What?
Like, when were we talking about Burbick? Like
the
shopping cart jerk chicken? This is oil drum.
We had those when I was a kid, the 50-gallon drum. That was our barbecue. It's just sawed in half, and then there's a grate place in there.
That's what they're doing.
That's awesome.
That's what they're doing. They're making
this
shit.
This feels so home to me.
I'm telling you, man. What this league is it's mostly amateurs, but there are some has-beens, but they're has-beens that never were. They were like, that guy played half a year in single A when he was 20, and now he's 45, and he works at the oil refinery, and he's playing baseball.
That's
like
awesome.
It's a semi-pro league.
This sounds great.
It's a semi-pro league because it's kind of like sometimes they might get a couple bucks, but for the most part, the winning team gets like, you get more crawfish and gator. Literally, whatever they brought in to
more
cook.
More Southern boil.
Yeah, it's like you get an extra helping of crawfish today. That's what they were doing.
So terrible.
It's insane. So, Benny Latino comes here. Among these...
To see this circus.
This league, a bunch of guys that are... And these guys, literally, a lot of them are 40 years old. Yeah. Some of them never even played. Some of them are just guys who work at the oil refinery or work in the fields and whatever. They've played Little League or something, and they're half decent or whatever. It's pretty fucking interesting. So, Benny Latino, now he's a full-fledged scout for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, a Major League Baseball team, comes here to see him. Okay, and it's at this point he doesn't even have toe. He doesn't even have a birth certificate. He doesn't have a social security card.
Damn sure no diploma.
He's got no documentation that he's a human being of the citizen of the United States.
This leads you to like so many questions, like how bad is Benny's life? Like, are the Devil Rays saying you need to find us a fucking player?
That's
now.
what these guys do,
and he's just out there just beating feet.
I've seen a lot on this.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
what a life.
This reminds me of there's an Albert Brooks movie with Brendan Fraser. From go back to this about 1991, I would say.
Brendan Fraser,
and it's called The Scout.
Yeah,
and it's Albert Brooks as a scout for the Yankees, and he finds Brendan Fraser deep in some Mexican town somewhere where he's like the hero of the town. He throws like 110 miles an hour.
They should have tied that in with like Encino Man or Tarzan.
He's always a recluse
shit.
weirdo. Always a recluse weirdo. He's always either buried in fucking ice or living underground for 50 years.
Living in Canada, he's a fucking Mountie
living there, or he's in Mexico being some. But anyway, Albert Brooks takes Brendan Fraser to New York City, and they make a big spectacle out of him.
Or he's in Egypt hunting mummies.
Yeah, or he's in Egypt hunting. Always a recluse weirdo.
He's always weird. Yeah.
Or he's always an outcast.
Right.
He's the school movie where he's the Jewish guy where everybody makes fun of him. Or
the tall, good-looking guy is an outcast.
He's always
so
a weirdo
convincing.
And an outcast. Yeah.
Thanks, Hollywood.
Very well spoken too, which is another. People hate that. People hate that. That never gets you.
Or a rock and roller that hijacks a fucking radio station. Remember Airheads?
Yeah, Airheads. Yes, I do remember that.
We're going
Steve
way
Buscemi
too far down the fucking
Adam
Brendan
Sandler.
So sad.
A lot of money in that cast.
Terrible.
A lot of money in that cast now, though. That's funny.
Except for Brendan Fraser.
He's made a lot of fucking money.
Does he generate a lot of money?
Dude, he made a lot of money. He was in those fucking goofy movies in like around 2000.
Everything he was in was a goofy
like George in the Jungle and all that shit.
Yeah.
He's been in so many things.
Fucking Dudley Do-Right.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. But that's what this is like. This is like a scout. Scouts have a thing where their job is to find someone that no one else has seen.
Right.
Because everybody else...
There's no scent on them at all yet.
No. By 2000, everything's computerized. There's reports. Everybody's seen everybody. You're not going to find a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
You're just competing with that guy, with the other team to either sign them or you're like, I like him a little better than I like him.
You got to represent your town that you're at and like tell them about all the great stuff there to try to entice them to come there, right?
Well, and plus you have to find the right guys. But I mean, it's normally like, is this guy better? Or we have two top prospects and I think he's a little bit better and the other team thinks that guy's a little bit better. So I'll be the right. This is like, to find a guy in the middle of nowhere like this is like some bullshit from the 40s. You know what I mean? Like we found him out on the dairy farm hucking cow shit against a fucking barn. And we said, well, that's some good arm you got there with that cow shit.
It's like male league of their own. Just like trying to find.
Exactly. I was thinking of Gina Davis on the dairy. It's exactly what I was thinking of.
I don't know how that you connected with me without even saying anything about it. Hilarious.
Yeah, knew exactly what you were doing there. So anyway, we'll find out what Latino thought of Nash here when we see him. But the Sugarcane League, here's another sports connection to this. There's a professional athlete involved in the Sugarcane League that runs it. Nash's uncle, his uncle is a former NBA basketball player. Former NBA
Steve
player.
Nash?
No, definitely not. John Hot Rod Williams.
Shut your
Remember
mouth.
Hot Rod, the old
my God,
center?
I have his autograph.
Yeah, old Hot Rod Williams, 6'11" center from back in the day, went to Tulane, and we'll talk about that in a second,
He was a foul machine. Anytime he got anywhere near anybody with the ball,
he was a body. He was a body
Poor
where they'd be like,
guy.
go get in the way, because he didn't have the skills. But he played in the league for a long time.
He used to bring his kids to the pizza restaurant that I got robbed at gunpoint at.
No shit.
He used to bring them there when he played for the Suns, and he'd bring them there with Dan Marley and Frank Johnson and
that's in the
somebody
90s,
else.
right?
Yeah, from
Early
99,
90s.
98. 98,
Right,
99.
okay.
It was after it was done, I imagine.
Okay.
But they used to still bring their kids there.
Well, he, at this point in about 2000, I would assume so. He seems like a decent guy, actually. In 2000, he is living in Louisiana.
Okay.
He's living down in Sorrento. He runs the Sugar League team.
Okay.
He's
the fucking GM.
His team is the Williams All Stars.
Okay,
and they even have like their jerseys. I saw, as we'll get into later on, have like a Washington Nationals W on them, kind of like Williams. He came back to the area when he was done. He started a construction company, Hot Rod, and also bought a bunch of cane fields.
Okay,
and he's known for giving money back to the local community.
NBA Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, trying to help the kids. It's said that he spent $1 million on this baseball field.
What a guy.
Which isn't bad. And that doesn't build you much of a baseball field, by the way.
It gets you sugarcane for a fucking fence.
It gets you sugarcane for a wall and oil drums for the sidewalls. But still, it's somewhere where these guys can go play.
Right.
And he doesn't make any money off it, doesn't really lose any. I think it's just one of those things where
it's a wash. It's a wash, and
it makes him look good.
Right. Makes him look real good.
And I think he likes it. I think he likes sports, and I think that. So anyway, Benny Latino watches Toe get to the plate, and he pitches too. He's throwing 93, 94 miles an hour on the mound, and he's hitting home runs from both sides of the plate that are going well over 400
What?
feet.
He's ambidextrous?
He's a switch hitter.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a switch hitter, which is crazy too.
Amazing.
So Benny Latino of this said, quote, I remember in the second inning he hit a home run, a towering home run. As the game continued to play out, he's batting left-handed. I said, oh, look at this. And if it was 402 down the right side, then he hit it 460.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Light tower power was what we called it because of the way it happened, you know. Babe Ruth, the name Babe Ruth got stamped on him. The only guy who had power like that and played in that park, this isn't later on, another park, was Josh Hamilton the year before.
Okay.
But this kid was a switch hitter.
My God.
So he's saying that this guy looks better than Josh Hamilton, who, if you don't know who Josh Hamilton is, Hamilton's a multi-time MVP who hit 50 home runs a couple of times in the majors and has a shitload of drug issues and gets kicked out of the league every few years. Yeah.
So Josh Hamilton does all that on steroids. This kid does it on sugarcane.
This kid does it on goddamn sugarcane.
Right, and just low center of gravity with that dick.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. He's got that dick. It balances him. He's got amazing balance.
He must be moving it to the left leg, pant leg, when he bats left.
Yeah,
and then right for the power.
I think that's what he does because he's
got to be. Yeah,
they say keep your weight on your back foot.
Right.
And he's like, all right, hold on, let me switch it, let me adjust. He's like, all right, now I'm cool. I can't help but keep it on my back foot now.
Let me tuck all this over there
because I got my femur cock on there. So Benny Latino is impressed, as you might imagine. I'm thinking about this from Benny Latino's point of view. He saw this guy randomly when he was 12.
Yeah.
Couldn't find him. Disappeared off the face of the earth. And then he goes to some sugarcane semi-pro with a bunch of fat 40-year-old guys that, played high school baseball and finds this.
Right.
Like
he just followed the footprints with the snake trail between the legs. All the way to the baseball field.
He must have thought, imagine the jackpot he thought he hit.
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
And he's going to be considered a genius because no one else knew this guy even exists.
Right.
So they're going to be like, Benny Latino is the most amazing scout ever.
Benny the Bloodhound Latino.
Exactly.
That's what they're going to call him.
Bloodhound found the femur cock. So the Devil Rays and Latino decide to bring Nash to their minor league camp in Princeton, West Virginia, to work out in front of the scouting director, Dan Jennings, to see if we can.
So lucky.
This is amazing. What's happening here, but they give him a flight. They give him a plane ticket. He's never been on a plane before.
Yeah.
He knows nothing about it. He had to change planes in Atlanta. So they put him on the plane in Louisiana. That's fine. He gets to Atlanta and he's got to switch, and Atlanta's a busy airport, and he freaks the fuck out.
Oh, I'm sure.
He had like a Brendan Fraser in the Scout panic attack. Like literally, this is what Brendan Fraser did in that. And
Brendan Fraser at the high school in Encino, man.
Yeah. Well, no, in the Scout, he went out on a building ledge because he couldn't take it anymore.
Hilarious.
He needed to be alone, and he was all freaked out. This is what happened here. He completely panicked. He thought he had to get his bags and transfer them to the next flight, and he couldn't do it and didn't know how to do it, and he went down to the luggage thing, and his bags weren't there, and so he didn't know what to do, and he just freaked the fuck out. So he picked out he found Hot Rod, his uncle. He found his phone number. He had it in his pocket somewhere in his wallet.
I thought you were fixing to say he found some bags that were close enough.
No. It's like, I'll just take these.
That's theft, son.
These have clothes in them. This will work.
There's your first criminal act.
I'll just wear this shit here. So, so he calls Hot Rod, and he's freaking out. Mm-hmm. And Hot Rod, we have a quote. Hot Rod says, quote, he was crying. It took him, he wanted to come home. It took him a while to calm down. So he just said, never mind. I don't want to do this anymore.
Forget it. This airport shit is crazy.
I can't do it. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to come home. It's easier. Just send me home. So Hot Rod said, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get on. This is what you do. Don't worry about that.
Done it a million times.
Go to the lady at the desk. Go to the guy at the desk and fucking ask them. They'll help you. He just walked him through the whole thing like a good guy would do. Toe says about flying, he said, quote, I always said when I was small I was never getting on a plane. I always looked at TV and saw plane crashes. So he was freaked out, and this was his nightmare.
Every plane goes up, comes down.
Yes. So he finally gets to Princeton, West Virginia to do this, okay, to to have his tryout or to show off in front of Dan Jennings, the scouting director. And one thing that's impressive here is he's completely out of his element.
Yeah.
He's never been out of this town. He plays in a sugar field for nobody, for it doesn't matter. He's been freaked out on a plane, all this shit. And he steps on the field, though, and wouldn't know it at all.
Comes back to him.
Wouldn't know it at all. And they said he had a goofy-ass stance, too.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Like, right-handed, he had his feet real close together. He was kind of standing straight upright, like a Mickey Tettleton used to do back in the day, like a weird stance. I think he did the weird thing with the bat, but he was just a weird stance, uppercut swing, and they were like, he looks goofy as shit. What are you bringing us? But he's huge.
Right.
He's a monster, but I could see his cock in his pants. I'm impressed with that. But he's just, huge.
You ever think about wearing a cup, son?
Yeah, I think you need one. We'll get you an extra large.
We'll get you one of those 50-gallon drums to tuck it in.
Put that on the front. And now back to the show. So Dan Jennings, who's the former head of the scouting department and silver-haired, middle-aged white man extraordinaire. Holy shit, is this guy silver. Wow. No matter what happens, he's just like, it's cool. Like, it's fucking, no, we don't want to.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We love the kid. So he says, Dan Jennings says of him on the whole toe thing when they get him there, he says, quote, we get him out, meet the kid, and he starts to take batting practice. He's hitting left-handed, and he's depositing balls up over the light poles into the high school field. Right-handed, same scenario. Majestic high home runs, which is
blowing him away.
Huge in that area. Now, we have an in their own words about Toe and about or what he thinks about this whole thing and why he wasn't intimidated and why he just went there. He says, in their own words, quote, I just think about playing baseball. That's the same everywhere. I'm not worried about the things on the field. It's the things off the field that can be worrying.
Yeah.
And he's got some worries. That's just what's going to happen, boy.
I love it.
It's coming real quick, too. This is
really?
not, yeah.
He blows it that fast?
Oh, boy. So, Nash, so he's 18 years old. Yeah. He's jacked. He's 6'6". He's 235 at this point.
Got the baseball world by the balls.
The cock of three horses. Yeah. Just amazing. He's hitting balls all over the place. And Jennings basically, Jennings said, he's pulling out his checkbook at this point. He said, how fast can we sign this guy? And Latino says to him, quote, wait for a second. Wait until you see this. So he says,
pull it out.
So this is when he starts pitching.
Oh, boy.
At this point. And so he's got he's got kind of a wild, not really a worked on windup. Yeah. I mean, a windup is something that people teach you and you have to really, he's just kind of hucking it out
it's
there.
It's very personal, too. To each pitcher, they're all different.
They're all different. He's throwing 91, 93, 95. It's going up on the radar gun. And they're like, holy shit. And
we got a pitcher that hits home runs?
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So that's Babe Ruth is the only guy that I can think of like that. So Jennings saw that and he said, okay, I've seen enough. How much does he want?
Yeah.
He just said, how much does he want?
Buy him his talent.
What can we do here? Yeah. So they end up signing him. At this point, they sign him to Tampa Bay for a $30,000 signing bonus. That's all he gets because he's undrafted. He has no leverage.
That's the most money he's ever seen in his life, and he can't even imagine what $30,000 looks like.
And he got it, and he bought his sister Joanne some toys. Yeah. His little sister bought her some toys, bought himself some shirts. And at the advice of his agent now he's got an agent. His agent is, advice of his agent, he put the rest in the bank.
Okay.
Now, later on, that's a little sketchy because of there's some accusations toward his agent. His agent is Larry Reynolds, who is former Major League Baseball player Harold Reynolds' brother.
Really?
Harold Reynolds, who was on ESPN or whatever, baseball, MLB Network, one of those. He played in the league forever, and then he's been a commentator for, 20 years now. So that's him. So it's all kind of connected in with this.
Okay.
So anyway, he's advising him at this point. Now Latino Benny started to look after him. Basically, he just wants to make sure to keep this kid kind of
coddled
and try to
protect
groom him.
It. Yeah,
absolutely. So they would, he'd take him to his house and they'd buy him food, stuff like that. He'd feed him. I'm sure this kid eats like a horse.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's got a dick like a horse. I can't imagine his appetite's much less. So, they'd go to the mall and shit like that. And so the one day he takes him to the mall, he lends him $500. Benny Latino lends Toe $500. And he says, quote, you will be a major leaguer someday, and major leaguers need clothes. Pick some out. He said, you got to buy some new clothes and get yourself. Yeah, he's trying to make him like, hey, you're going to be a big leaguer.
Your rope belt looks silly. Let's get out of that.
Feel good, Jethro. Let's do this shit. So at this point in time, it starts to get out. Once they sign him, it starts being a media thing.
Yeah.
USA Today does a story on him.
Oh, shit.
Next thing you know, there's TV networks calling. Oprah Winfrey's calling. No. There's book and movie offers coming at him and all this shit.
And he hasn't even played yet.
Well, this is ridiculous. This doesn't happen. It doesn't happen so much that 90% of the major leagues of baseball organizations don't believe he's a real person. They think it's a hoax.
That's so
because
great.
This has some precedent. There was a hoax. Have you ever heard of Sid Finch by any chance? Anybody out there ever heard of Sid Finch? Sid Finch is a fictional character, but nobody knew that. In Sports Illustrated, April 1st, 1985, April Fool's Day, Sports Illustrated tasked George Plimpton, who's a writer, tasked him with basically doing a story and accruing all the stories of like sports April Fool's things, like sports prank things for April Fool's Day. Right. Now, Plimpton went around and couldn't really find that many.
So he made his own.
So he asked the editor, is it all right if I just write one and make one up? And he was like, that's great, do it. So he makes up a guy named Sid Finch, okay? And it's called The Curious Case of Sid Finch.
Sports Illustrated.
And it's amazing. It's amazing what you get away with pre-internet, right? He says that Finch was raised in an English orphanage, learned yoga in Tibet, and could throw a baseball as fast as 168 miles an hour.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is like 65 miles an hour more than any human had ever thrown at that moment in time.
And people bought this shit. That's the terrifying...
People bought it, but they bought it for a reason.
Okay.
Because they said he's just signed with the Mets, and the Mets went along with it.
Oh.
He contacted the Mets, and the Mets said, cool. The Mets put a locker in between Darryl Strawberry and Lenny Dykstra.
Ah, those assholes.
Yeah. In spring training, they put a lot right between Strawberry and Dykstra. They had Finch right there, and they brought a guy in. It's insane. They brought a guy in to take all these pictures.
Wow, they even put a face to it.
They put a face to it. They said his 168 mile an hour fastball. They said when he pitched, he only wore one shoe, and it was a heavy hiker's boot.
Oh,
that's all he would wear when he pitched.
And people bought this shit.
He had never played baseball before, but just picked up a baseball and can throw accurately 168 miles an hour.
The guy must be so lopsided to be able to throw that fast. His arm is right or left
without warming
arm.
up, too, they said. He could just get on the mound with one heavy hiker's boot and throw 168 miles an hour, no problem.
How come I never heard this?
The Mets even put out a scouting report, like because they have these scouting sheets where they, when they look at a guy, they number. He's an 8 at this, he's a 7 at this. 8 is the highest score you can get in a particular area, speed, power, all that sort of shit. So the Mets released their scouting report on him, and the highest you can get is 8, and in fastball velocity and control, they gave him a 9. So like, this is amazing. So.
Oh, Jesus. This is fucking embarrassing.
It's incredible. They said that he was... That's what I mean. But if it's this out there and a team says it's true, like, you believe it.
Yeah.
Like, people fucking believed it, right?
So you got to think, like... It's April Fool's Day. You don't see that on the fucking on the cover of the issue.
You know it's April 1st.
Nobody picks it up, but
it just happened that would.
And who gets the credit for this? Does Plimpton get it or do the Mets get it? Because it's
Plimpton's idea. He just got the Mets.
He just kind of that's like blurting out a great premise and then.
Well, he contacted the Mets and orchestrated the whole thing.
Okay,
they would go along with it, and they were like, "This is hilarious."
They did way more by getting the fucking.
They gave him a uniform number. He was number 21, hanging in his locker. 21, Finch. They said it was either he didn't decide it yet. He'd signed with the Mets, but he hadn't decided whether he wants to play baseball or play the French horn. He couldn't decide, or possibly golf. He didn't know.
I don't know if I want to be a multimillionaire or maybe just play the fucking French horn. That should give it away. That should be like people be like, this guy's fucking with us, obviously.
Absolutely. So they actually bring a guy in to play him, like to take pictures. A guy named Joe Burton, who's a junior high school art teacher from Oak Park, Illinois. That's who they bring in. He's about 6'4". They take pictures kind of, with his looking kind of down and stuff. And like, there's a picture like he's kind of in a field and he just looks like this big, lanky guy. He's got one shoe on. It's ridiculous. They take a picture with him. This is what I mean. They not only provide the locker, the uniform, they also take a picture with him standing next to Lenny Dykstra, and on the other side of him, the Mets' actual pitching coach, Mel Stottlemyre. By the way, Lenny Dykstra, episode 7, hilarious. Go back and listen to that. So, so they have him like there's a picture of him talking to the pitching coach.
Stottlemyre and Dykstra right there.
There's his locker. Sure, he's on the team. So this is an amazing hoax, and it turns out it's a goddamn hoax, obviously. But that's what people thought this was.
Hilarious.
So they were like, that's this.
I mean, that's how you feel at this moment, because there's no way
ridiculous.
Somebody throws 95 miles an hour and hits towering home runs
from
like
both
that.
Sides of the plate.
From both sides of the plate.
No one knows about him. He's never been seen. He played in a sugarcane league in the middle of nowhere, and he hits towering light pull home runs from both sides of the plate. Throws 95 miles an hour, but never went to high school.
And never been coached.
Has
no idea how to do this, yet he's doing it.
Learned the game by hitting bottle caps. His dad threw him. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds just as ridiculous.
Congratulations, Nolan Ryan, for living your entire life dedicating exactly to baseball. And yeah, you succeeded, but it took you know nothing about anything else, because that's all you do is baseball.
No, but
this kid can kill a gator with his bare hands and can hit home runs from both sides of the plate.
At least chop some cane down. I'm not sure about the gator, but he can get some cane down. But this story, and I told you that whole story just to see how much this sounds less ridiculous than that.
It mirrors
it really
entirely,
doesn't.
Yeah.
So literally, a lot of the other teams were like, bullshit.
Right.
They heard the story. They were like, we'll see. Yeah, right. They're full of shit. This is
Fool
another.
me once.
Exactly. Now, the Pirates, he also had a tryout with the Pirates a little bit earlier. They saw him also. But they they loved what they saw on the field, but they had a couple of problems with him.
Uh-oh.
They knew a couple things about his past that the Tampa Bay Devil Rays did not know about.
Really?
They just saw him hitting home runs.
They just saw money signs.
Sign him.
Tampa's got nobody. We need him.
Didn't look at that at all. Devil Rays Dan Jennings here says, we do not condone unlawful acts in our organization or our baseball team.
Unless they can hit from both sides of the plate.
Unless they hit giant home runs. He says about this, at the same time, if we knew today what we'd known when that young man showed up at Princeton, we still would have signed him.
Really?
So let's find out what they didn't know.
All right.
Okay. This was
what scared off the Pirates?
Yes, this was in 2001. This was happening.
What scared off a team literally named after fucking criminals?
After criminals, exactly. So he went to the tryout in West Virginia, all that. That's 2001. Now, back in March of 2000, beginning in March of 2000 until this starts where he leaves for West Virginia, he's arrested 5 times in 10 months.
Whoa.
And this is after he turned 18.
Oh,
so
that's
we don't
not
know
good.
what his juvenile record was. All we do know is one of the things he got in trouble for when he turned 18 was missing a court date for something that happened before he was 18. So this is we're catching him midstream.
Right. He didn't turn 18 and just decide to start getting arrested.
No, absolutely not. So March 2000, he is arrested for driving without a license and marijuana possession. That's in March 2000. That's not good.
That's some Southern boy behavior.
That's some stupid kid shit too. That's like you live in the rural area. You took a guy's car and a little weed in your pocket. I mean, whatever. He's 18 years old.
More than that, he doesn't have a birth certificate to get a license.
That's
the
thing.
I mean?
Like he's got,
He's like, I need a license. I can drive just fine.
Documentation, whatever here. Now in April 2000, he is arrested and booked with simple battery, simple robbery, possession of marijuana, and possession of Valium.
Okay, now it's getting a little worse.
That's the next month. Now we're getting into this.
And that's just a month later.
That's a month later. Yeah, this is the assault. According to the police, there was a guy named Chris Oncale, Oncale, Oncal. I don't know, Oncale, whatever the fuck you want to say it. Guy named Chris. He's shit-faced at a party. He gets in a fight with these people, and Nash and another individual beat this Chris guy into a pulp, basically. It happens. What the problem was, the man who was with Nash took this guy's wallet.
That's not good.
Took $200 from him.
You don't get to do that.
And gave Nash 25 of it. And so, I mean...
that doesn't seem like an even split.
No, because these are all older guys that use Nash and
this is what you get, sir.
This is what you get. So, that's what it is. They asked Nash what happened, and he said that this Chris guy came up and, quote, had some fighting words.
Okay.
And then they all got in a fight, apparently.
Heard you got a huge cock.
Yes. I heard your cock's not down to your knees. And he said, damn it is. And he beat him with it. Took it out of his pants. Unmercifully pummeled him with it. So now this Chris Oncale guy, he's got 2 black eyes, a busted lip, scrapes, cuts, broken stuff here and there. You know, just he looks like he got the shit beat out of him, basically.
They got in a fight.
Yeah. Now, there's a witness that said that the man who was with Nash was the only one who actually hit this Chris guy, but there's conflicting reports. Chris said that both the guys beat him up, basically. They both kicked his ass. But the thing is, the funny part is later on, he says that he has no hard feelings toward Nash. They were on the same Little League baseball team when they were kids. And he says, quote, about Nash, he says, quote, he doesn't bother me no more. I've seen him a few times. Everything's all right. I wasn't in the right state of mind. I didn't know where I was that night. He never said he was sorry, but he shook my hand. We're cool now. There's no hard feelings.
That's how guys fight.
That's how guys fight.
That's a man fight.
And especially grew up with him, whatever. And this guy now is starting to be successful, so it's like, maybe I should be friends with this guy and not talk a bunch of shit about him. So I think it's that sort of thing there. Now, also, too, that never happened. The charges never happened from that. They never ended up going through because at the time, this Chris guy was on probation. And this
he
fight,
can't get in fights.
That's the thing. This fight was a big deal, so he just dropped the charges because otherwise he
goes back to jail.
Exactly. It's one of those things. Now he said he wanted to help Nash because he said Nash needs to get out of here too.
Yeah.
They said, "Are you trying to get?" A reporter asked him, "Are you trying to help Nash get out of here?" And he said, "Quote, this Chris guy." He said, "Quote, hell yeah, that's what he needs. He needs to get away from the old people that he hangs around with."
He's not wrong.
And that's a fact. He does. Now, November 2000, he is booked again on possession of marijuana charges.
He can't shake the weed.
This was the one, I think he was coming out of a convenience store, and he was doing something stupid, and cops came, and there was some intervention, and next thing you know...
They discover weed.
They discover weed. Now, we're getting a little more serious. January of 2001, we have a little issue. Now, he has a girlfriend that he moved in with. At this point, they live in a trailer. He is 20 years old.
Yep.
Or 19 years old. She is 41.
Oh, my God.
She's 41. And I guess they began seeing each other a while back, too. So she was...
in her 30s.
And
he's a
this
teenager.
is just like Spellman. We're doing another story about a guy who grew...
slanging dick in the older broad.
Body grew faster than the mind. Older women see it, and he looks like an adult to me.
Right.
And that's what happens. So, and it's a small town, too, I think, is part of it. No offense to small towns, but this happens a lot. Happens everywhere, but...
it does.
There's not a lot of people there. Who else are you going to fuck?
Right.
It's one of those.
I looked all over this town. You're the one for me.
You're the one, right? This woman's just Charlene Suttle. Nash used to play with and babysit her 4 kids when he was 16 for a couple extra bucks.
Yeah.
And she liked the way he took to the kids.
Father figure.
Is what it was.
She's like, he can be a dad.
So bring him on in the house. Let's start having sex. What do you say?
Taste this and see if it's clean.
Yeah, she got mad. Now, also, too, she's white and he's black, which down there in this small town,
it's a bit much.
In this small town, that's not okay.
Right.
Like, it's not cool in this small town, and people talk shit, and people, it's
assholes.
It's assholes, exactly. It didn't go well.
I challenge you
with the whole thing.
to have a baby with somebody of a different race and tell me that baby is not the most beautiful fucking thing you've ever seen.
Genetic diversity is a good thing.
It's great. That's how we cure racism. Everybody fucks somebody that's not their race, and then all children will be beige, and it will be amazing. That's
all children will be beige.
Beige babies fix the world. That's it. I'm telling you, my kids are a quarter Mexican, and I'm telling my daughter is so beautiful.
You need
so
genetic
lucky.
diversity.
Yeah.
It's
good. Expand your gene pool. That's what I'm telling you.
You have to.
Do it.
And that's the problem a lot of times, too. If you have a small town, there's a lot of genes that are floating around.
Right.
Have been around
That's
a long
problem.
time. That's a lot. Yeah, it's
you
a stagnant
you get droopy
gene pool.
eyes, you get fat necks, you get fat tongues. It's weird.
Stagnant gene pool with, mosquitoes breeding in it. It's not great.
Just find somebody from a different country and fuck them and make a baby. It's amazing.
So, January 2001, this had come to a head. He started, he's not coming home much anymore around her, and all that sort of thing, and they start having some problems. Basically, she said when he signed with the Devil Rays, he said that he was leaving and not coming back. He's like, I'm going to play baseball, and you and your 4 kids,
you and your 41-year-old ass can stay here.
Been nice hanging with you. Now,
enjoyed slinging all this dick in you.
Yeah. What ended up happening was she got real pissed off at him.
Oh, of course.
And came after him with a knife. And we don't know what happened before that.
Right.
There was some physical whatever, I don't know, jostling for position here. Right. She had normally I'd say it's never an even fight, but she does have a weapon in her hand.
Right.
And,
she just evened the playing field.
But he's 6'6", 235. He's a big guy, whatever. They both end up getting charged with assault in this whole thing. They are a simple battery or whatever it was. Now, the district attorney at this point said, quote, the lady he was living with was the aggressor. He came to get his clothes and she became unglued. So that caused a huge fight. He should have never done that.
Like the old Bill Burr bit.
Exactly. Look
at the shit I did.
Exactly. So February of 2001, he is arrested again on account. This is right when they're signing him. They don't know that they don't know about any of this shit. Like, that's what's crazy. They just signed him, but they don't know.
Didn't know this.
No, February of 2001. Unbelievable.
Really, looking back, all it is, it's minor drug possession's likely. I'm sure it's not a lot of weed, but
no, it's a little bit.
So he's got minor drug possession and a scuffle with a girl. And a scuffle with a dude.
But that looks bad. The robbery looks bad.
But in 10 months period, that's shitty.
This is
that's
all
not
adds
good.
up, and they're like, Jesus, and they haven't even seen his juvenile record. And they're like, who are we dealing with here?
Who is this psycho?
Who is this guy? So they're a little bit, they're a little bit leery of him, but they don't find out about any of this until a week after they sign him.
They've already got money invested.
When they find out when he's arrested for possession of alcohol for under 21. That's when they find out about the rest of it. And the sheriff's deputy from the county or from the parish in Louisiana said, quote, he's got some problems, obviously. This guy's name, by the way, before I go on, I was going to wait till the end, but
can I guess? Boone?
You'll never guess this guy's name. It's the great.
It's not Extra Billy or some shit like that?
No. His name, you'd never believe he was down here. But then again, there are a lot of Italians in Louisiana. That was one of the ports we came into first.
All right.
This guy's
Giuseppe?
name, Sheriff's Deputy Tony Bacala. Hey, Tony Bacala. Let me see that license.
So good.
Let me see your license and registration. Hey, you got any capicola in that car? What are you doing? Let me go.
You got any prosciutto? You got any mozzarella?
It's a routine cold cut check. Get out. I got to check you for cold cuts. Routine cold cut check. Get him out. Let's go. Come on.
So good.
It's like when you come from California, they make sure you have no fruits or vegetables.
We may have just found a new character.
Yeah, Tony Bacala. I like Tony Bacala. Him and Bobby Colorado together.
They're going to be pals.
Wow.
Famous pals.
Wow, they would be great.
Tony Bacala throwing cold cuts to the dogs.
Hey, where's my guy? Come here,
sit,
honey.
Boys, sit.
Get over here. What do you want, a little prosciutto? I'll give you a little prosciutto. There you go, sweetheart. Yeah, come on. Let's give this duck. He looks like a salami puppy, aren't you? That's right. Beautiful. Unbelievable. So he says, Tony Bacala. Well, it's fucking the fat guy, the brother-in-law, fat guy in The Sopranos. That's Bacala. Yeah. It's Bobby Bacala. That's his fucking name. That's what they call him. So it's a joke. One. This is a real guy.
It's the legit one.
Named Tony Bacala.
My stomach hurts.
Wow. He said, Tony Bacala said, I need a sandwich. Let me get it. No, he said, he's got some problems, obviously. It seems as though a lot of it revolves around two things: drugs and the family, friends, girlfriend circle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all there is. Yeah. Drugs and everyone you know. That's who you get in trouble around. What else is there?
He just has this one little problem of everybody he knows.
Of everyone he knows and everything he does. Right. It's just that little things.
That's the small minor inconveniences.
Yeah. That's Jesus Christ. Now
it's everybody that's ever been in trouble, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So that's what everybody does. It's everything and everybody.
It's the shit they do with the people that they know.
It's fucking ridiculous. So February 5th of 2001, this is right after this, the press comes to the Rays with this, and they're like, hey, guys, what do you think of this? And Benny Latino and everybody says that they erred and they should have done a better job researching Nash. Yeah. But they knew that he had some problems, but quote, but not to the amount or the extent is what they
also,
thought.
too, we'd like a ball player.
That's what it is.
What we would really
they
enjoy.
Didn't care.
Right.
They're like, he's a freak of nature that we found in the sugar fields, a fucking DUI or a marijuana possession or
anything
pushing some
short of rape and murder. Fuck it.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. They said we plan to stick with him through his problems. Jennings said, quote, our scouting department fell down because we should have dug deeper and found out more information. That said, I still would have signed this player on his ability. And now we have him in our system, and we will stand by this kid and provide him the guidance and direction to help him get his life straightened out, as we do with all of our players.
Right.
Silver-haired, middle-aged white man extraordinaire Jennings here.
But we're going to have a little talk with Mr. Latino about his scouting capabilities, because
All he's got to do is find the guy that can hit. Then it's
true.
Then it's the organization has to do due diligence. It's not this guy's job to look through police records.
There was definitely a sit down with old Toe.
Yeah.
And threw his rap sheet in front of him and was like, "What the fuck is all that, fella? Why didn't you tell us that?"
Once they got to West Virginia, then it's all on the team.
Yeah.
I brought him here. Right. Here's his skills. If you want him, it's on you. Figure it out.
Me and Hot Rod got him through the airport. It's your fucking problem.
Yeah, Hot Rod there, definitely. Now, the next week, this is so funny because, we're going to get him straightened out. Everything's going to be fine. He's got all these charges hanging over his head. It's awful. The Rays didn't know anything about it. Now they find out about it. Within the next week, Nash pleads not guilty. The trial's set for April 24th. But the next day, Assistant District Attorney Ben Johnson decides he's not going to proceed.
That's nice.
With the whole thing. Yeah, it's...
what in the hell is that about?
Yeah, it's amazing. He said, quote, "A lot of people are calling not only myself but the district attorney asking for help in this case and using some political leverage, and now it's become high profile." Mm-hmm. Silver-haired middle-aged white men swarmed into effect. They started calling small-town district attorneys and
saying, "Where can we donate some money?"
Yeah, hey, we got a re-election campaign coming up. We'd like to donate to you. Tony Bacala, we know him down there. Maybe he could help you out. Maybe we could all get together, me, you, Bacala, the whole group, all of us, you know what I'm saying?
Throw a little money your way, and bing, bang, boom, bada bing, the charges disappear.
So he had 5 charges hanging over him, and this was on February 5th. By February 13th, he is 100% cleared of everything.
Wow.
No restrictions.
8 days.
No nothing. That's how fast
8 fucking days
silver-haired middle-aged white men can swing into action and take down a legal system.
My God, if only OJ still had some athletic prowess.
He'd just perfect. It'd be so
8
easy.
Fucking days.
Yeah. He reports to spring training.
Yeah.
He's going to report in a little bit. No restrictions for his legal deal. Nothing else. They had a hearing in Louisiana, and they put him in a pretrial intervention program rather than prosecuting him, because that was a felony robbery charge on the one thing.
On Chris.
Yeah, on the Chris thing. Yeah. Whether the Chris didn't want to press charges, but the
state
it's a felony robbery,
right.
So it doesn't matter. You can't beat someone up and take their money.
Right.
So Nash is going to be on probation for 6 months, and if he stays out of trouble, record will be expunged.
And he can go and pursue baseball and be a fucking hero.
Be a fucking hero. Everything's great. You think it's going to work out for him?
He doesn't have to fuck up.
No.
Just stay on the straight and narrow, and you can be a hero.
He's got a clear
to
balance
all
sheet.
of fucking Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Clear balance sheet. Jennings said, quote, "Everything is off. He'll be in spring training.
I'm scared.
No worries.
I'm
it's
so
fine.
scared.
Everything dropped. Everything's good." Now, the district attorney, Falterman, down there in Ascension County, said he was trying to give Nash a break when he put him on probation.
He sure in the fuck did.
He did. He said, quote, "The whole community wanted to help the kid. People were saying he needs a chance. He comes from a broken home. He's very poor. It was another side of the track situation. Last year, I was getting letters from his manager, his agent, and everyone who was keeping track of him. He was doing everything he was supposed to be doing." So they were literally bombarding this district attorney with letters from everybody. His agent, even from Harold Reynolds, major scouts.
Hot Rod Williams sent one. You know he did.
But the team, I mean, they're powerful millionaires are sending this guy letters. Now, Ben Johnson, the assistant district attorney, said, quote, "I didn't do it just for Toe Nash. I'm not trying to glorify myself," talking about dropping the charges. He said, I see too many youth in our courtroom with the feeling of hopelessness and not getting their share of the American pie. Hopefully, if Toe can turn his life around, maybe he can reach back and save someone else. I initially said I wouldn't be part of the same old system that lets athletes get away with things and slip through the system. But on the other side, I prosecute so many youths that have no hope, no place to go, no respect for the law or the system. So maybe if we can get one person out of this situation and into a better life, we should.
And I'm a big fan of crime and sports, and I want to contribute to their program.
I want to be a silver-haired, middle-aged white man. That's what I want to be.
Awesome.
That is my role in this world. So he said, now the other Jennings said about the whole thing that he's going to stand behind him, the head scout. He said, quote, "I've taken this stance. This kid was in a situation, and it's not one he asked for. People say, will baseball give him a second chance? Baseball will give him a first chance."
Yeah.
There are two sides to every story. That's what they're saying. So, they plan on playing him in the outfield. While he's waiting to go and play, they send him in the care of Harold Reynolds.
What?
Harold Reynolds, the former MLB baseball player and current announcer and everything else, they send him to California to live with Harold Reynolds. He lives with him. It's insane because that's his brother. That's his agent's brother. They're together 24/7. He lives in Brea in California.
Beautiful.
They work out. They play baseball. They go to the movies. He said Nash really liked the movie Hannibal. He was very much into that. He recommends it highly. He takes him out, does a bunch of shit with him.
Kid from New Orleans in L.A. at this point. This has got to be
with a famous guy.
To him.
And we'll get into the whole thing too of how he introduced him to Tony Gwynn, Barry Bonds, Eddie Murray, all these people. Yeah, it's old teammate Alvin Davis, who was a really good hitter for the Mariners in the 80s. All these things. I mean, it's crazy, basically. The whole thing is nuts.
He's living a dream.
He's living a dream. They assigned him to extended spring training. They assigned Toe, and then they assigned him to the Princeton Devil Rays, which is in West Virginia, where he was before. It's in the rookie-level Appalachian League, which is where you start when you've never played baseball, kind of organized. He actually plays next to and with future major leaguer Johnny Gomes.
Really?
Who Johnny Gomes is a good player and has been around a long time, and we have some funny ass quotes from Johnny Gomes too about this whole thing. His pitching is topping out at 95 miles an hour. Everyone's calling him Babe Ruth.
Really?
That's what it is. They're all saying he's Babe Ruth. He throws 95. He hits a towering home run. He's
Big
Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah. So he goes to single A rookie ball.
Yeah.
This is when the media, when they actually can see him, they go nuts.
Right.
He's the natural.
They're like, this isn't a hoax.
He's Roy Hobbs. That's the thing.
Wow.
Every article, half the articles are Roy Hobbs in the sugarcane fields from the natural, Robert Redford in the natural, if you don't know out there. They're saying just some kid that was hitting, from a batty carved from a down tree, that sort of shit. It's all Babe Ruth by Roy Hobbs. It's fucking nuts. And
amazing.
Sid Finch, too, is what they compared him to. And I compared him to Brendan Fraser. So, while he is in rookie ball, he will have a curfew. He'll have random drug tests. He'll also have tutors at home. And they said he had high aptitude scores in his thing. So he's going to acquire his GED soon, which he never does, by the way.
Of course not.
Spoiler alert, he never fucking
not.
does. He's going to remain on 6 months probation. Any violation, he's back in Sorrento. Basically, is what they're saying.
Get out of here.
Yeah, they're saying that's the deal. Harold Reynolds, major leaguer, says of him, quote, he's off the charts. He's one of the best athletes I've ever been around. Yesterday, he was playing catch by catching ground balls off the wall. I went, man, you have good hands. Let me hit you some grounders. He said, cool, whatever. I hit him ground balls to third base. The guy can play third base right now. He's a natural athlete. I'm not making this up. He's legit.
My God.
So that's a guy who goes on television every day and talks about baseball shit.
Right.
So he knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely. He definitely has an educated view of this.
Yes. March 13th, 2001. Here is just an example. I'll give you one example. I gave you one about the Toe's big feet. Yeah. Here's an article in the Daily News in goddamn New York. Okay. This is the article. Quote, Rays hope he'll toe line. An unlikely prospect has bright future. That's a lot of the shit we get.
I just hung my head in sadness. That is depressing.
Somebody
was paid for that shit.
Someone
That's depressing.
Yeah, it's wild.
Toe the line.
Now,
wow.
A little more from Harold Reynolds here. He said, I probably know him as well as anybody in baseball, and he has a great personality. He's fun to be around. He just got caught up in the wrong crowd. I'm around him 24 hours a day. You're not dealing with a kid who's a gang member caught in drive-bys because of loyalty to the gang. You're talking about Kelly Leak from the Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
It was the blonde kid who smoked.
Yeah.
Or not blonde kid, but the kid who smoked.
Kid who smoked, right.
Kid who smoked and rode a dirt bike. That made him bad.
Yeah, that made him a tough guy.
Yeah, I mean, but he's so raw. His talent is extremely raw.
Yeah.
He's, hasn't been played organized ball.
Like sugarcane.
Cane, baby. Like freshly chopped cane.
See that New York Daily News? You could have done that one.
Could have done that.
He's raw assholes. Like sugarcane.
So Johnny Gomes of him, who's a Princeton teammate here.
Yeah.
That's not Princeton like the college. That is Princeton, West Virginia. Those are way different places.
Entirely different.
So he says, Johnny Gomes says of Toe, quote, I mean, he was just like a newborn, like a project, like you could just build him. He hit left-handed, right-handed, homer, both sides. I mean, no one's hitting opposite field home runs at will in rookie ball.
That's amazing.
He's in left field just throwing the ball on a line, to home plate. It was almost like, what's Toe going to do today?
God, I want that.
He's a physical freak, and they're just like, dude, this guy's got all the talent in the world.
Can you imagine being that guy? In like a big city somewhere and being that awesome?
It's crazy. And having that potential future in front of you.
Unfortunately, you're dumb as shit.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Is that a good trade-off, though? Would you be okay with having that kind of athletic prowess as well as being dumb as shit?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. No. Although, you know what? Yes, because those motherfuckers are happy.
Yeah,
dumb people are happy. And dumb rich people are the happiest people in the world.
Happiest.
Jesus Christ.
But the problem is he's going to get ripped off. That's going to happen.
He's going to get ripped off. You know that's going to happen. Well, he's got to make some money. He's got to get in first to get ripped off.
Right.
Let's find out what he does. Right. What do you think here? What do you think's going to happen right now?
So much
How
robbery.
far is he going to go?
So much robbery. Did he murder?
How far in baseball do you think he's going to make it?
He's not going to get in a bat in the majors. It's not going to happen.
Okay. How long do you think he'll hang around?
He's going to be in the minors for quite some time, 2 or 3 years.
Okay. 2001 with Princeton, he hits 240 with 8 home runs, which is not bad.
Yeah.
This is only 47 games.
Yeah.
So he hit 8 home runs in 47 games, and 240. I mean, Christ, he's never played against anybody. He's been playing against oil refinery workers. Yeah, these are like actual major league prospects.
This is the first time he's actually facing a real pitch.
That's what I'm saying. So this is great. I mean, 450 slugging, 768 OPS. Not too shabby. Mm-hmm. Hit a triple, 10 doubles. Good stuff.
Not bad.
I mean, that's honestly
not bad.
He hit a triple. Yeah, 29 ribbies. He's fast, too. Yeah. He's got a lot of skills. He's just an amazing athlete. And they're looking at that going, with no formal coaching, this is what he's doing. Holy shit.
Wait till we get our hands on him and mold him into a real ball player.
Yeah, this is going to be wild. Right. Baseball America named him, which is like the scouting big magazine, named him the number 11 prospect in the league, just behind David Wright, who was a MVP of the Mets, and Johnny Gomes, who was another future major leaguer. So that's pretty goddamn impressive.
That's great.
That's who he's just behind. He said, Nash said of this, Femur Cock Nash said, in their own words, quote, they shouldn't have had all that about me like Babe Ruth and stuff. Mark McGwire and all that. I've got a lot of work to do. It's been really, really exciting, but I'm just here to play baseball. I don't think I'm living a fairy tale. You're wrong, sir. You are living a goddamn fairy tale.
Absolutely, yeah. You're living every fucking kid in Puerto Rico's dream right now.
Yeah, every kid in the Dominican would kill for this shit now.
Every kid throwing a goddamn tomato through a hole sawed in a piece of wood.
Yeah.
That's what they want, is your fucking dream.
And you got it, man.
And you've got it.
Now, Larry Reynolds, his agent, said, quote, the biggest adjustment for him was just being out on his own. He's basically gone from Little League to pro ball. The best thing for him to do is jump in the water and start swimming. We're here for him, but at a certain point, he needs to be treated like any other young player.
Yeah.
Now, Johnny Gomes, this is how you say he needs to be treated like any other young player, but this is how not like any other young player he is. Like, mentally, he's just not there. And experience-wise, Johnny Gomes says of him, quote, I remember him saying like he was hungry and like he wanted some food, and we told him to just order a pizza, and he had pretty much no idea what I meant. He answers the door and just grabs the pizza and shuts the door. He had no idea how that process worked. He was like a caveman, educating a 21-year-old, on lights and tires and signs and things like that. It was weird. And he said weird like fucking weird. Like, dude, like eyes got big. It was weird.
He ordered a pizza and then didn't pay the guy. He just opens the door and grabs
the
pizza.
No, you got to go pay him. He's like, oh, my bad. He just ordered it.
Hey, can you make a pizza arrive at my house?
That's it. Now, Toe said about this, too short for in their own words, but he said, quote, I never tried to order a pizza from the phone before. They were telling me about all of that. Like, holy shit, that happened. He never had a goddamn phone before. That's the thing.
That's so awesome.
Now, it's worse than that. It's not just I don't know how to order a pizza. Benny Latino said, quote, he couldn't read, he couldn't write. He was just ready to function. He just wasn't ready to function in society. With an education and social skills of a kid of about 13 years old. Yeah. They're saying he's about 13.
Just dumb as shit.
And a giant body. Yeah. Well, he just never had an education and didn't do anything. Or experience.
He had nothing that required it. Everything in his life was catered to what he was doing and the skills he had.
Absolutely. He was a nice kid, though. Everybody liked him. Manager Edwin Rodriguez called Nash a model player. Yeah. He said he's very polite, very well-mannered.
Yeah, because he doesn't know anything that's going on.
Yeah, he's everything you can ever ask for in a player. I've had a pretty honest conversation with him. I said I was going to keep an eye on him on the field and off the field, and I said he's going to have to listen to me and concentrate on baseball. Even when he's not playing, he's into the game. He's been great to work with. I couldn't ask for anything more. Yeah. So they love him. Minor league hitting coordinator said, quote, he was a good kid. He did everything we asked him to do. We never had a problem with him. Everybody likes him, right? It's good stuff.
I just see him just being like, yes, I'll do that. And it's because he doesn't know how to do the opposite.
And it's silver hair, and it's better than the cane fields. And there are silver-haired, middle-aged men and women everywhere.
Oh,
I mean, they're all over the place. In West Virginia, has all sorts of quote family, basically what they're doing. There's a photographer that took his picture for his baseball card and would take him over to her house and give him spaghetti and let him, nap on the couch and shit like that. They said some girl who's they just called her quote a 20-something in sunglasses who drove him around in her Honda Del Sol when he wanted to ride with the music loud and his head towering above the rearview mirror because it was a convertible. So he just found some girl to hang out with.
Hey, your car looks nice and I can fit in it because I can fit my head in there.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's a convertible. That's all. He found a girl with a convertible. He's like, I can fit in there.
I could fit in that. Yeah,
not like Harry and the Hendersons where he pokes his head through the roof.
Yeah, and people would couples from around there would just take him in for meals and say, hey, make sure to hit a home run for us tomorrow night. It's like this very small town little team, and they were all rooting for him and really trying. There was a bus driver that took the players back and forth, and he used to watch the games from the bleachers. He said he told Toe, son, you can't flirt with the girls when you're on my bus, because he was like trying to flirt out the window with the girls, like shit like that. He's a normal guy. He had a host family, Roy and Ruby Beasley. That's where he stayed. Yeah. They took him to church on Sunday. They would drive him to Walmart at 2 a.m. if he asked for it, just to whatever he's bored.
Whatever you want.
They brought him biscuits before every road trip to take with him. Some southern shit. Yeah, it's nice. At one point, they took him to the largest house in Princeton, West Virginia, which was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,200 square foot. No, it wasn't. They took him to a mansion. It's a huge mansion with a big sprawling yard and garden, and they pointed to it and said, "Look there, son. This could be yours someday." That's what they're telling him. They're
That's
like,
great.
This could be yours, but he was really homesick for his family and his home. Yeah. So at the end of the season, he goes back home to Sorrento, Louisiana. Jesus. And I see by the look on your face, you're thinking bad shit's going to happen. Yeah. Roy and Ruby Beasley said about this, Ruby said, quote, "We took him out to eat, on a picnic, to the mall, to church. He was very quiet. Greg was a follower. He wasn't very mature. He was more like a child that depended on us. I told my husband that if he went back to Louisiana, he'd get in trouble again." Yeah. So he goes back to Louisiana. This is, end of 2001. This after his first full season. Now, on January 22nd, 2002, Femur Cock is arrested.
Oh, my God.
And this is a bad one.
Really?
He is charged with statutory rape of a 15-year-old girl.
Oh, fuck.
15-year-old girl.
In Louisiana.
Yes. Now, this turns into statutory rape, but it doesn't start out as statutory rape. It starts out as worse than that. First, he's charged with aggravated rape. You don't want those words together. No. Aggravated and rape sound bad together. They really bad. Fucking do, man. They really
aggravated do. DUI is bad enough. Like
aggravated rape, way worse. Yeah. Aggravated crime against nature.
What?
Which we'll get into because there was some sodomy involved in this situation.
What?
Yes. And also in an unrelated case that relates to this, but it has nothing to do with this. You'll know what I mean in a minute. A felony theft also. Okay. These are not great charges. Aggravated rape, felony theft. Bad shit. He's taken to the parish jail, and he's being held on $300,000 bond at this point. That's a lot. By the way, if you have a novelty freak show penis, you should be charged with extra if you sexually assault anybody. Sorry.
Novelty freak show.
Right?
Penis. That's probably where aggravated came from. Yeah, they're like, he raped you? Oh, Jesus. With that thing?
I don't know what the legal definition of that would be, but I mean, it should be something, right? So if convicted of the rape charge, of the aggravated rape and all that, he faces a mandatory life prison sentence for this shit. Not great. District attorney guy we talked to before that helped him so much, Tony Falterman, said that Nash was one of 3 suspects in a home break-in, which eventually led police to arrest him in connection with the sexual assault, because we'll find out why. What ended up happening is the police responded to a complaint that someone stole a jug, like one of those water, like a water cooler, water cooler jug, half filled with coins, a pistol, a gun, a fire safe, and an alarm clock. Where the fuck are you taking the alarm clock? You have a safe and a gun and a bunch of coins.
You can go buy an alarm clock.
The fuck do you need?
Hit the coin star.
Every phone had an alarm back then too. It's 2002. So they say he did that from a home in Donaldsonville, Louisiana, and some of the stolen property was found at a house in St. Amant, Louisiana, and we'll find out where that house was. They reported that. They go to this house where they found the stuff. And while they're there, they talk to a 15-year-old girl who says that him and 2 other men brought the stolen property to the house. Okay, these are a 19-year-old and an 18-year-old that brought the stolen property there and sexually assaulted her, and we'll find out what they did because it's fucking horrific. Now, Falterman, the district attorney, said, quote, the local community, the political people, the mayor all wanted to give this kid an opportunity. From what I know about him, he had every opportunity to have a productive life in baseball. Basically, he's like, don't blame me.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted him off.
He had every chance.
And now I let him off, and then this is what fucking happens. Benny Latino said that he thought he could make a difference in his life, in Nash's life before this. He said, quote, maybe I was naive, but to me, he's innocent until proven guilty. I can't abandon him now.
No.
So I don't know if that's silver-haired, middle-aged, or if that's just
a friend sticking around.
Or whatever. I'm sure he looks at him like a little brother by now.
Benefit of the doubt and innocent until proven guilty.
Yes, that's what I mean. And now his old charges are eligible to be made active again, the ones from the year before. And Falterman said, but they really pale in comparison to the rape charge. It's like it's really doesn't even matter with the rape thing happening here. They said they thought he had been working toward his GED. They heard about, Harold Reynolds. He was out there. Apparently, he was back in Louisiana to have a minor knee surgery. Okay. He had to get his knee scoped out or something, and so that's why he was back there hanging out. Falterman also said, quote, he was under very strict probation terms to which he was complying. He did everything he was supposed to do, and then he just had to come back to Louisiana, ran around with the wrong people. We're looking at a very long prison sentence, and he's facing some serious time if he's convicted.
Yeah.
Then when he gets out, he may be able to watch baseball, but I don't think he'll be able to play it. That's rough.
Pretty nice. Well spoken. Now, apart from ran around with the wrong crowd and now how about ran around the wrong crowd and did some fucking horrible things?
He did some bad shit.
Yeah.
Now, the Devil Rays spokesman, official, media spokesman, said, quote, we are not in possession of all the facts yet, and we have not spoken to Mr. Nash yet. At this point, we will let the judicial system run its course. Yeah. He's innocent until proven guilty, so we're just going to let the legal system take its course.
All right.
The team has no plans to post Nash's bail, they said, though. We're not bailing him out.
We're staying out of this one.
Now, while he's in there, his father visits him in jail. Oh. And there's a scene because there's a reporter there with the father, and the father is just like blown away, and he's back behind the glass. And he says, we have an in their own words that he says to his father in jail about this. He says, in their own words, quote, I'm innocent. I didn't rape her. I was over at her house, and I had sex with her. I don't know how old she was. I swear I thought she was my age. I didn't rape her, Dad. You know it. So he's like,
oh my God.
He admitted to being there. He admitted to having sex with her.
You just admitted to having sex with a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, like,
whether or not you knew how old she was. She's 15.
She's 15,
how fucking...
Man.
How,
ask.
Yeah.
Hey, how old are you? I don't know.
What's your name? How old are you? The first 2 questions you ask a girl.
That's it, if you're that age and you're hanging out. But
that's crazy.
The father knew, he didn't believe, the father doesn't think he did anything wrong. He's like, he says, he said, this is my kid. He didn't swear. He helps he looked after his little sister for years. Yeah. And he said, quote, I believe you, son. I want you to come back home. Your sister and I miss you. So his father's just like, I don't know, fuck. He doesn't know what's going on here. So March 15th, 2002, Nash is indicted on 3 felony counts, aggravated rape, and the rest. His bond at that point was raised from $300,000 to $500,000
because they know he's got it.
Because, well, no, not even. He doesn't have it. They just don't want him out. Basically. The aggravated crime against nature. It's a felony that covers a variety of sexual misconduct, is the way they put it, and it's sodomy in this case.
Okay.
Now, the other guy was DeLacy Bureau. He was of Prairieville. He was indicted on the same count, same bond.
Oh my God! So they took turns.
They took turns. Let's see here.
Oh, Jesus.
What ended up happening is she was in the bathroom, and Nash knocked on the door and asked if he could have sex with her.
Okay.
And she said no, and so he broke the door down, and they took turns raping her while the other one held her down, is her story. That's what she says. They said the 2 men were at the house. They were drinking. There was this girl and some other people there, and they were all drinking, and then this happened once they were drinking.
So terrible.
I don't even know what to say about that. That is fucking...
A 15-year-old girl.
That is horrific.
My God.
I don't even know. They found this house with this girl because another person found some paperwork that with something that they at their house they found some stuff that they took from the safe, and they found some paperwork with this victim's name on it. So they called police and said, hey, I got this person's stuff. And then it came back.
Wow.
It's about the robbery. And then they talked to this girl, and she said, oh, by the way, those guys both raped me also.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Good for her. What a brave girl.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. So they said that, they did. That's what happened, and
unbelievable.
Yeah, the girl told detectives that she actually saw the safe and the water jug with coins too. Yeah. So she's connecting them to that too. Yep. She's just killing them. This girl. She told police that this all happened after 2 a.m. too. This is like middle of the night. Now Tony Bacala comes in. Tony Bacala said all three men were drinking with the girl and another female friends at the home, and then when the mother took off for work. She left for work, and that's when the girl went in the bathroom. They knocked on the door, and they ended up doing it. That's what Tony Bacala said.
So
just like
terrible.
that, too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just... God,
it sounds so much scummier with an Italian accent, doesn't it?
It does. He kicked the door down.
To rape a 15-year-old girl with his friend.
What are you doing?
What a monster.
What are you doing?
And you could have been in the major leagues, you piece of shit.
Yep, and they said that her story is that Nash raped her first. Ugh. And then the other one, not that it matters.
It doesn't matter, but it's still gross.
April 4th, 2002, Toe pleads not guilty to the rape charge. Yeah. So he's still being held on $500,000 bond. His father, Tootie, says, quote, he just wants to go play baseball again. That's where he should be, not in jail. Okay.
I'm sure he does.
Wow. Toe's lawyer, Arthur Lehman IV, who's a silver-haired, middle-aged white man extraordinaire with the name Arthur Lehman IV. Yeah. Good Christ. The fourth?
The fourth.
How silver can you be?
And that's an ugly shit name, too, to keep naming kids that shit. Ugh. Arthur? Ugh. Art?
He says, quote, he's doing fine. Yeah. He's looking forward to the trial so that he can put this behind him and get back to baseball. They're still talking about baseball, these fucking
Lehman,
people.
calm the fuck down.
Now, August 30th, 2002. This is interesting here. They reduced the charges as part of a plea bargain.
Okay.
The sentence is he ends up getting 17 months for all three counts.
Wow.
17 months in jail. And then it's shortened further for credit for time served and good behavior.
What?
Yes.
They
have some mitigating
life without parole on the table.
Well, they're not sure that this would happen is exactly what happened.
Okay.
Is the problem. So they're like, let's plea bargain with him. We'll get him in here for something because he did have sex with a 15-year-old girl either way. He admits to that. So let's get him in here for something, but we'll figure it out. Robin O'Bannon, who's the DA on the case, said that the girl had run away from home twice since this incident, and each time she came home, she said she got raped.
Okay.
Which she might have. That's the other thing. Yeah. She might have. Or she might be a messed up kid who's confused and whatever. Either way, he had sex with a 15-year-old girl, which you're not allowed to do. She said that each allegation was similar to the one she made against Toe. And she said, the DA said, we don't know if the allegations are false, but her credibility is definitely questionable.
I can agree with that.
That's
and
tough.
This is the problem with rape and the claims of it. Is like if you were fucking raped, claim it. I'm fine with that. But if you were not, fucking don't.
No, absolutely.
Because you're an asshole for doing that.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying
15.
this girl. Right.
That's
I'm not saying this girl.
Right. Who knows?
I'm not saying this particular one. The ones in the past.
Reality,
like the girl that claimed rape on that boy that was playing college football, and then he fucking now he can't play.
Yeah,
because he went to prison for 10 years.
The Duke lacrosse team and all that shit.
And
that
too.
happens a lot.
It's so fucked.
Unfortunately, though, on the other side of it, you get how many girls that get told, to go fuck themselves when they're
because of people
that they've been raped.
Right, because people that haven't.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
So shitty.
So we don't know what happened here exactly. District Attorney Tony Falterman, who seems to love this guy, gets him out of trouble all the time, said, quote, I believe there was no intent by Mr. Nash to commit a crime. She could have showed him her ID and he wouldn't have been able to calculate her age with the birth date listed. Wow. He can't fucking subtract now. He can't subtract. I get that he can't read.
He can't add to 18. He can't do it.
He can't subtract fucking 2002 from 1987. He can't do that. And
That's
figure
amazing.
Out 15. Okay, I'm not buying that shit at all. Now
he's stupid. I'll give him that. But 15 is not hard to get to. That's an easy number to count to.
So after all this, he pleads guilty to sex with a minor after that, and is released with time served and given a 5-year probation. Now, on being released by them, Hot Rod Williams, he's pissed off now at his people, at Toe's people. Hot Rod is.
Really?
Hot Rod said that he tried to set Toe up with his business people before he signed with the Rays, and he said, quote, but the boy went behind my back and signed with Larry Reynolds. He's got power of attorney over Greg's money. Where'd it go? I'm the one that bailed Greg out of jail. Larry sent a check, but it bounced. Him and Harold washed their hands of Greg. They don't even return my calls. Everyone wanted to jump on the bandwagon too fast. The book deal, the movie, and then the rape charge. They distanced themselves from him, and I'm still here.
That's my man.
Yeah,
I love Hot Rod.
Hot Rod.
Fuck yes.
Hot Rod's got some...
he is pissed.
He's also got some experience being in trouble. Hot Rod was at the center of a giant point shaving scandal when he played in college in Tulane.
Really?
So much so, all this testimony, and they charged 9 different people with these points shaving and bribe in this big giant scandal. So much that it took down the basketball program at Tulane.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Way
destroyed.
To go, Hot Rod.
It destroyed the best. They got rid of it. They disbanded the basketball program because of this whole thing. He was found not guilty in the end. Though, but there was a lot of point shaving probably involved. What are you going to do? But he knows, like, hey, stay cool and fucking, he's not going to...
Stick to the plan.
Yeah, he knows to be accused is whatever. September 30th, 2002, the Devil Rays, by the way, released him.
Of course.
They released him.
Long before this shit was...
The second the rape charges came down, he was gone.
They're like, sodomy, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Now, September 2002, he's had all these issues. We know all these issues. He had at least had sex with a 15-year-old girl, if not forcibly, all that sort of thing. So September 30th, 2002, this just happened. He just got out of jail. Sources say the Marlins have interest in Nash.
Oh, my God.
The Miami Marlins. September, he's released from jail, and a day later, they're thinking about signing him. The next day. Why? Because the new Miami Marlins vice president for player personnel is, guess who? Dan Jennings.
Wow.
So he likes this fucking kid.
He really likes the kid.
Mm-hmm. He said that Nash would have to undergo a physical and do all that, the full workout, before they would consider signing him, but they're considering signing him. He said, quote, Jennings said, quote, the last time I saw Greg, he had a slight patellar tear in his knee, and he was walking around on one crutch at the Devil Rays spring training complex. I'll bring it up to our people, but it's been a year, and he's just been sitting there doing nothing. His skills could have deteriorated. If we were to sign him, it would have to be an organizational decision. First and foremost, we need to determine what his skills are. How about the foremost, figure out if he's going to rape anybody else? How about do that first?
How about ask him, are you done? Are you done banging young girls?
We're slightly concerned about his character. None of that. Not one thing. We're like, his skills. My hair, is it silver? It's silver. Wow. So Larry Reynolds refused to comment on the Marlins' interest, but he said, quote, there's some interest out there. We're going to let things settle down a bit. We'll kick it into gear next week.
My God.
Because he just got out of jail.
He needs a ball player. He needs one bad.
So that was September 30th. December 17th, the Cincinnati Reds signed Toe. They signed Femur Cock Nash.
Wow.
That's a lot of baggage to kick around, Cincy. Man. So they sign him, minor league deal, your basic minor league
shit,
take a flyer on a guy, so they're waiting for spring training to start so he can come back, make his... This guy's the luckiest son of a bitch in the world.
No doubt.
Comes from nowhere. Not a lucky childhood, a shit childhood, but has no business...
Paid his penance so that he could do this, though.
Has no business being found, has no business ending up in the major, has no business doing any of this, does all this crime, gets kicked to the curb. This is the luckiest son of a bitch in the world. If I was him, I would do nothing at night but go home, open a box of Ritz crackers and eat it and drink milk. I would be so paranoid to fuck this opportunity up if I was him. Wouldn't you? I'd be so scared.
I would lock my doors. I don't want anybody around. The only person I'm talking to is Hot Rod, first of all.
That's it.
And nobody else.
No one else.
Nobody.
I don't trust anybody else.
I don't have an agent. Talk to Uncle Hot Rod. He'll tell you what I'm doing. That's it.
Unky Hot Rod's going to take care of business right now. That's all I know. Because he's had a successful life.
Yeah.
Even though he was in trouble.
He's had his issues and he's
got
beat
money.
Him. Yeah.
He's got fucking construction companies and he's a respected guy. He's not in prison.
He's building baseball fields that make him no money. He's doing fine. That's the guy I want to talk to.
Absolutely. So late January of 2003, spring training starts in late February.
Yeah.
Toe gets in a bar fight in Louisiana and gets arrested. You dumb motherfucker. What are you doing going to bars getting in fights, you stupid asshole? February 14th, the Reds release him over the bar fight. So that fast. 2 fucking months it took him to blow his next opportunity. They void their contract with him. The general manager, Jim Bowden, said they voided it for legal reasons.
Yeah.
That was it, but declined to comment any further. We know why, because he got arrested in a bar fight in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. The sheriff down there, a guy named Lieutenant Todd Weber, confirmed it. He said about Toe, quote, "He is in our facility and the 2 charges are probation violation and second-degree battery."
Jesus.
So that's that.
Back in Donaldsonville, though, going right the fuck back home.
Going back there. Don't go home.
Don't go home, assholes.
Stop going home.
Stop it.
Stop. Stay away. Wherever you're from, go there. Run away.
Unless you're going to somebody good's house. Like,
that's fine. Go visit your grandma and then stay away from the goddamn bar.
Stay out of the goddamn
and stop raping people.
Stop raping, stop punching. Knock it off.
Yeah, that too. The Reds said, they wanted to give him a chance, but they also included, they're not dumb, they included a clause in his contract stipulating that he had to stay out of trouble with the law.
Good.
Obviously, and he
covered
didn't.
their ass.
The father confirmed that he got arrested in the fight, so that's that. Now, February of 2005, not only, by the way, did he get arrested for that, once they took him into custody, they also found him in possession of some drugs.
Of course.
So he's in possession of marijuana.
Of course.
And other drugs, too.
Really?
And, I think he had pills on him. He had...
pain pills for that knee.
Pain pills for that knee.
Because we don't fix shit. We just treat the symptoms. That's the problem.
That's it, man. So now he's got some shit. He had Valium before back in the day when he got arrested. So he's got drugs. He's got the fight, violating probation there. He also tested positive for drugs when they tested him because he's on probation. So now he's out of jail. They don't keep him in jail somehow. Hot Rod got him out.
That's the fucking ponderous part, is that these people go to jail and blow every opportunity they've got, but somehow people are giving them another chance to believe in them to keep getting them out.
He gets them out.
And that's what fucking it breeds their stupid nudnickery and their bullshit behavior. Because they get away with it. They keep getting away with everything.
There's no consequence to it. Why would you not get away with it?
Yeah.
What's the difference here?
So depressing.
It's fucking depressing. So, March 10th, 2005.
Oh, boy.
March 10th, 2005, Toe Nash is arrested again on a probation violation after refusing to leave a woman's residence. This apparently...
what is that, trespassing?
Well, Police Chief Bill Landry said that a woman called police complaining that he would not leave. He was over there hanging out, and she asked him to leave. He wouldn't leave. And then when they went to investigate for the complaint, they were told there was a warrant for Nash's arrest because he failed to meet with his probation officer in the goddamn 2 weeks since he got out of jail. He fucked it up that much already. Unbelievable, man.
He needs a 2-week window, and he can blow every opportunity he ever gets.
Yeah, and when the police came to get him, guess what he did? He ran the fuck away.
Of course.
He took off. The police spokesman here said the officers tried to arrest him. He ran. He was found later and arrested in a wooded area hiding. Now they also added resisting police.
And that's not a crime against
resisting
nature.
a police officer. No, apparently not. So... he ends up getting a prison sentence this time.
Oh, boy.
And it's a healthy one.
Really?
He ends up for this whole menagerie of shit. Probation, battery, everything. 10 years.
Oh, my God.
10 years. You, sir.
It's over.
May fuck off.
No doubt. It's all
great.
over. That's your
10
whole prime.
10 years. And he's only 22, but still, 10 years.
That's your prime of baseball.
You're done. Yeah, you're 21. Now, Hot Rod's still close to him the whole time. He says of him, quote, this kind of sums up the whole deal with him. Hot Rod said, quote, "Greg's a good kid, but easily led. He has a man's body, but he's a child inside. The friends he follows let them use his car, so he'll be beholden to them. One of them's in jail with him right now for shooting a kid in the back with a shotgun, killing him. I try to help the boy. I get him out of jail, tell him he can do whatever he wants to do, but he just stopped. He lost his space, gave up on life." He's like, what else do you fucking do for the kid? I try.
Yeah, but...
did everything I could.
He's in jail with a kid that shot somebody. That doesn't mean he has to do that stupid
No, but
behavior.
he's just saying these are the people he's hanging out with. It's one of those things
it's
now.
So fucking depressing.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
How was that kid's fastball? How was his slider?
I don't think it was very good. So that's why he went right into prison. So, I mean, now this guy, Jesus Christ, I mean, he comes from nowhere. His mom left, so you feel bad for that. Yeah. You know what I mean? His mom leaves him.
His dad worked his ass off to make this kid get every opportunity he can get.
Even his little sister's like, hey, make something for us so we can get out of this goddamn trailer. The Devil Rays took a chance on him. Some poor 15-year-old girl had to have sex with his fucking novelty penis. His freak show novelty sideshow penis. The Devil Rays, the Reds, a guy got his wallet taken, beaten severely in a parking lot. I feel bad. I feel bad for all these people, Jimmy. I really do. But not, Jesus Christ.
Is there somebody named Toe Nash somewhere?
Not nearly as bad as I feel for Gregory Nash, a director at Autodice in Swansea, UK. It's an electrical electronic manufacturing place.
In the UK.
Or Gregory Nash, executive vice president at Ovia Health in the greater Boston area. He's a computer software expert and experienced sales leader with over 16 years of sales management experience.
He's killing it.
Yes, Gregory Nash, president at Seagate Contract Management in Edmonton, Canada. That's a construction company. Gregory Nash, vice president of general merchandise manager for the Craftsman tool brand.
How about that?
For Sears and Kmart in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Craftsman was just bought by something else.
Make fine tools.
Yeah, they do.
Not bad at all.
Lifetime warranty.
Yes. And Gregory Nash, owner of Orlando Pressure Washing and Orlando Roof Cleaning Splash and Dash Inc.
And our Gregory would rather be him, I'm sure of it.
That sounds like a very white trashy job to have there. I own a pool cleaning, roof cleaning company.
I'll pressure wash your driveway.
I'm going to pressure wash your whole sidewalk there. And he looked like it too in his picture. Sorry, Gregory Nash, but you looked a little white. He had like the sunglasses on top of his head.
No.
Not great. Now, so he's in prison. He's doing all this shit, man. November 13th, he is released from prison. After 8 years, November of 2013, I should say. He's released from prison after 8 years. So he serves 80% of his sentence, which is pretty good. That's harsh. So
now he's had 4 years out.
I love, my favorite thing about this whole thing is the second he's out, fluff pieces abound.
Really?
He's only 32.
Yeah.
ESPN makes a big story about him. It's a big 7-minute segment on SportsCenter. It's an outside the lines thing with him. Oh my God! It's a mini documentary. The cameras go with him.
Did they forget he was charged with rape at one point?
They mention it briefly, just in passing, that he has all these problems. That they go to his house where he lives with his dad.
Yeah.
Dude, this is a fucking shack.
Really?
It's a shack. There's no other. It looks abandoned. White trash would be ashamed to store their tools and broken down El Caminos in there. That's how fucked up it is.
To store their Craftsman tools.
I'm dead serious. They'd be like, I ain't putting my tools in there. Like, that's how shitty it looks. They took him into his room, and it's this awful little dingy room. And he's like, this is where I'm staying. Like,
this is my joint now.
He says, quote, this is it. This is where I'm staying at. Temporarily.
Oh boy.
Like, it's not temporary.
No,
it's
you're
with
there
his
for
dad.
good.
It's so bad. In their own words on this whole disaster from 2014, he says, there's tears in the middle of this too. He says, in their own words, quote, I'm supposed to be on TV right now playing ball. I just messed up. I'm talking about out there, everything out in front of me, just one wrong turn. I really think it's over with, but but if it is, I got to move on. I still feel like I got it though.
Oh my God. One wrong turn?
Dude,
you made U-turns.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
You spun donuts on the 405. Like, you were not... That's not one wrong turn, bro.
You fucking went off the reservation.
Up.
You did like a jump and cleared something. Wow.
You Dukes of Hazzard everything, and then you went the wrong way down the freeway. You're a fucking mess.
It's a mess, man. And they even, in this documentary, they have Benny Latino going to see him. Because he hasn't seen him in years, so they send Benny Latino to his house.
What's Benny say?
Benny feels guilty about the whole thing, and Benny
says,
if
I'd have never pulled him out of this shithole.
Well, what he says, and this, whatever, he could have been a better silver-haired middle-aged white man. He said, quote, maybe I could have did a little more, rode down there a little more and picked him up while he was home for those few months. I second-guessed myself 1,000 times. So, I mean, he actually has, maybe I could have helped the kid in life a little more.
He
but
blames himself.
What are you going to do? Yeah, he did get thrown into a shit situation. So Benny goes to the shack.
Yeah.
And, that looks like he's like, hey, man, how's it going? And it's obviously terrible.
Not great.
He just got out of prison. He had a promising baseball career. Now he looks like a place that if you lit a match within 50 feet of it, it would burst into flames like a fucking sparkler.
Hilarious.
Ridiculous. It's
so sad.
It's literally one of those wooden shacks with the little small horizontal boards.
Really?
That are all the paint's chipped off. But
it's all frayed in the
wood's
sunlight.
Gray and cracked.
It's bleached.
It's so bad. It does not. Terrible. It looks like there's a shack in the woods that someone might have lived in 30 years ago, and they live in this fucking thing. Unbelievable, man. So he goes. They hug and all that shit. They seem to be happy to see each other. Nash seems to like him. Femur Cock seems to dig the guy.
He doesn't feel bad.
No, he seems to like.
Thanks for giving me the opportunities that I fucked up.
Yeah, they're happy to see each other. Benny actually asked Toe, man, what could I have done differently?
Yeah.
What could I have done to help avoid this situation? And what is in their own words here is actually pretty goddamn smart, I would say. No, he says, quote, in their own words, quote, I ain't gonna lie, or I ain't gonna, never, put, he says, 100 times, like what I did on anybody else. It was me. Just, nobody, it was just me. So he just says, I just fucked up.
That's good.
Not your fault, dude.
That's the smartest thing he said yet.
I fucked up, bro. I tried, and I'm not, whatever. So I appreciated that. Yeah. Toe at this point is playing in the Sugarcane League again now in 2014.
He's back to
He's
that.
got the Williams jersey on. Yeah. He's playing on his uncle's team. He's still the best goddamn player on the team. He pops up. They show him. He's just gotten out. He hasn't been playing ball much. He hasn't done anything. And they show, and Benny Latino goes to watch him play, just like, back in the day, and he's watching him. And they show his first couple swings are kind of awkward. When he's being pitched to, they're just kind of like, ooh, that doesn't look great. Then another one, he crushes a home run. I mean, they show this fucking ball flying forever.
That's the best statutory rapist to ever play in this league.
He crushes it, and Benny turns to the camera and goes, not bad for a guy who hasn't picked up a bat in 8 years.
Well,
said he should be getting ready to end a career right now, not have one that never really began. That's sad. And it is sad as they watch him. He's saying that as he's rounding the bases with no one watching this game and some gator cooking on a fucking oil barrel.
Nobody clapping.
Nobody. No one's clapping. Like his teammate, you hear yeah, all right. That's it.
That's it.
That's
Way
it,
to go.
man. There's nobody there. I mean, there's no stands really. It's
nice
like a couple
job,
of bleachers. Yeah, I mean they're all standing back behind the fence like a little league game.
Jesus.
It's fucking crazy. Johnny Gomes, as we remember from before, he says, quote, I'm sure if this story happens again in the near future, I bet the kid's going to have a handler. That stop sign doesn't get put up until there's a car accident. Toe was that car accident.
That's brilliant.
Toe was that car accident. Yep. First I didn't know where he was going, and then I'm like, oh shit, he just nailed it. Talk about fucking summing shit up.
The stop sign doesn't get put up till the car accident.
Yeah. So you would think now Toe's done, right?
Yeah, think about that. Every stop sign everywhere, there's
a reason why it's there.
Because there's blood in the, the intersection.
So you would think, okay, Toe's learned his lesson. Everything seems fine. February 2nd, 2015. Toe is a wanted man.
Oh, my God.
Parish Sheriff's Office reports that Toe, that old femur cock, who is a Tier 1 sex offender, has failed to register as a sex offender.
Wow.
Basically, he reported to the Sex Offender Office Division on November 4, 2014 to complete his proper registration required, which is fine.
Yeah.
Then when detectives, they go out and actually check on these people.
Right.
They went out and did a compliance check, and the address he put down, which was 3250 Robinson Lane in Donaldsonville, but were advised that he no longer lived there. And he did not notify.
He didn't update
you have
the
to
registry,
notify everything you do if you're a sex offender, I think. So
we keep tabs on you fuckers.
Absolutely. Thank fuck for that. Mm-hmm. So February 27th, 2015, it's 2 weeks later, he's arrested on a Friday evening at somebody's house off Highway 937. Again, he tried to run from police, and they caught up to him. These are on suspicion of charges including failure to register as a sex offender, flight from an officer, drug paraphernalia, distribution or possession of a drug without prescription.
Yep.
So his prescription drug again, distribution or possession possession with intent to distribute, Schedule I controlled substances, simple criminal damage to property, trespassing,
oh my God,
and unauthorized use of a movable.
That's a lot.
You stole someone's car too.
Yeah.
That's a fuckload of shit.
That's
he didn't
not
just
good.
forget to notify them that he moved.
Right.
That's a whole lot more.
That's a litany of charges. That's too much.
Yeah, it's so bad. He's booked into the parish jail. They didn't set a bond right then for failing to register as a sex offender. That is a felony charge.
Yeah.
And the minimum sentence for a first offense is 2 years.
2 years.
There, maximum 10 years.
So that's where he is now.
So that's
with all
where
those
he
charges.
is now. Yeah, maximum. So he's going to be there. Yeah, he's stuck in there. Now, if you love Toe Nash, you can't get enough of Toe Nash. I'm telling you guys, you can go on eBay where there's a signed, autographed 8x10 photo of him in a Devil Rays uniform taking batting practice.
Oh, boy.
For only $9.99 with free shipping.
That's a ripoff.
That is a ripoff. You could get his autograph for nothing.
I'm sure of it.
You could get it for some coins in a jug.
You could get it for a letter to him in prison.
Probably.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be happy to hear it. He can't
sign
fucking read it, though. That's the problem. He'd have to get somebody to go, what do they want? An autograph? All right. He wouldn't be able to read the fucking record. So that is Toe Nash.
My God.
Dude, did I tell you that was like one of the wackier stories ever? Like, it doesn't seem true.
Not just wacky, it's fucking terrible.
It's terrible.
It's terrible that all of that happened and none of us know it, first of all.
Yeah.
And second of all, that it fucking happened.
It happened.
That's awful.
It's insanity. Now, I have to thank a listener, actually, for that. Probably 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember who, but 6 months ago, somebody sent me a message saying, hey, you know about this guy? That's all it was.
Yeah.
And I just wrote his name down on my list.
And started reading about him.
And read about him. I was like, oh, my. Yeah. So I said, this is fucking insane.
This is too much.
I didn't really even get the full scope of it till we actually did the whole story. And I'm researching the whole thing. I'm like, oh, my God. I thought it was just one rape charge. And not that that's just, but holy shit. This is
too much.
This is a plethora, man.
Yeah.
We're going to get to shout-outs in 1 second, but I would just like to say one thing. This is in accordance with this. Obviously, please give us an iTunes review, 5 stars. Tell us you're following instructions, following directions.
Very
it really
helpful.
does help. Also, this little story will illustrate to you exactly how important to you your Patreon contributions are to us and how much they mean to us. We don't just like take it and say, beer money.
Yeah.
It's like it means a lot. It really is. We need the money, first of all. And second of all, it's just the fact that you'd be generous enough to want to pay us money for something that we're giving you for free is incredible. And we are so happy with that. But
that's why it feels so good to get a review on iTunes.
Yes.
That's like glowingly loving. It's because
it helps.
Because it helps, but also too, we're giving you something for free and you guys enjoy it. That feels fucking incredible. But to get the actual donation and monetary gain at the same time, it's above and beyond. You can't understand because the story that James has to tell you.
But yes, and I'll tell you right now. I mean, picture a medieval village, okay? Picture a medieval village, and picture there's two guys. We'll just say they're guys because they're guys in this story. Two guys. They're making swords and horseshoes. They have a great little blacksmith shop.
So sweaty.
They're working hard. There's fire. They're bashing the shit with a big hammer.
It's so hot in there.
But they're working hard, and they're working through the night.
Smelting. Do you know what it smells like in there? Ugh.
They're working hard. They're working through the night to make the most important thing to them is that these swords and these horseshoes are to them the best
quality that they can do
possible. Yeah. They don't want to put out one subpar horseshoe because it will kill them because it drives them nuts.
Right.
So they do this. They put out all of these horseshoes, right? And then somebody comes to them and they say, I know a bunch of people who would love to buy your swords and your horseshoes.
Right.
They would love to do it. And so I'm going to connect you with those people. And these guys are like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're going to make money for our swords and horseshoes because right now we're making them, but it's like a labor of love. We're hanging them up in the shop and people are coming. And once in a while someone will buy one, but they're mainly just going, hey, nice horseshoes, and then walking away.
Those are great.
So this is so much better. And they really feel like they have the best quality horseshoes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of other horseshoe shops.
There's so many
sword shops. They know
like 250,000 of them.
No, and they think they respect them all too.
Yeah.
And they think they're better than my favorite horseshoe.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they think they're better than Last Horseshoe on the left.
Right.
They think they're better than that shop, even though that's a great shop and they love that shop. They think they're better than
the dollop of horseshoes.
Yeah,
have you seen that one?
Even the sword and horseshoe. That shop down at the end. They respect all these shops. They do. They go around, they admire their work, but they think they make just as good a work as this. But these people, the owners of these shops are sitting in beautiful homes, and they have gold and purple
stained
robes,
glasses and shit,
riches. There's pimp cups. They're wearing. It's like in Goodfellas. They're wearing it. Where's my money? And so these two humble sword and horseshoe makers, they just ask, well, we're doing well too. Where are all these people buying our horseshoes? Like we're sending you the horseshoes and the swords.
They go out.
And people say they like them, but then we don't have anything for that.
There's no money for the horseshoes.
Once in a while, someone will come back and go, I really love this horseshoe. You know what? I love this horseshoe so much. My horse is so happy with it. I'm going to throw you a couple extra shillings, just because I think you deserve it, because I'm so happy with this horseshoe. But the money that they should be getting, the shillings they should be getting from the people who bought the horseshoes to begin with, they're not getting that from them.
The people disappear with the horseshoes. They come back for more horseshoes and swords, and then they don't come back with the shillings for the other ones.
That's the thing.
It's crazy.
It's just going out. Nothing's coming in. It's crazy. So the only way these two fine blacksmiths can survive, the only way they can make it, is if people come back happy with their sword, happy with their horseshoes, and give them a few extra shillings in appreciation of their hard work and their effort. So that's what it is, basically. That's why we appreciate your Patreon and your PayPal donations so fucking much.
Because you grateful people are fucking amazing.
They are amazing, and Jimmie has a list of these amazing folks right now.
Firstly, Linda Prast.
Yes, Linda. We love you, Linda.
She heard us say...
Oh, this is the best.
She heard us say that we love Dairy Queen cheeseburgers because they are.
They're amazing.
They're superior to all cheeseburgers.
Well, they are.
And Linda sent us gift cards to go.
Oh, that's amazing.
To go get
we're
cheeseburgers.
We're going to eat the shit out of some cheeseburgers, man.
That's what we're going to celebrate.
I love it.
That was my favorite email that I got this week.
Amazing.
I got it a couple weeks ago, but I didn't see the actual gift card. I was like, is she fucking with me? And then I got an email confirming that email went to the wrong mailbox, so we now have our cheeseburgers.
That's great. That's so awesome. Thank you, Linda.
So we have
She's the best to us always.
for our
I love
horseshoes.
I love her re-listen to the catalog. She'll like tweet out stuff. And it's stuff that like I forgot about. I'm like, oh, wow, that was when we did that first. Awesome. Like,
she ran today and she tweeted a picture of her. She got a medal for something. I didn't see it, but I'll look at it after the show. Dale Black in Montana sent us shirts from Ovando.
Oh, thank you.
And we forgot to mention those. So thank you so much, Dale. Casey Yeats in Idaho. Miranda Smith. I'm going to go with Ronald Johansson. Ben Gale, Deidre Eichstätt, James Cook upped his pledge. Lexi Nance donated and now has her boyfriend listening with her. That's pretty awesome. We got another couple.
Awesome.
I like hearing the couples listen together. That's pretty awesome.
That's the best.
There was somebody that said that their girlfriend listened before they did and they got pissed, or the opposite. I can't remember.
Yeah, I heard that.
Sarah B. Coley, Laura Steele, Louise Charlton upped her donation. Ebony upped her donation.
Thank you, guys.
Charlotte Cutts, Carrie Carter in Arkansas, Allison Davis in Missouri, Frankie H. in the UK, and Jamie Street, who started Twitter just for us. Those are my favorite tweets.
That's amazing.
People that don't follow anybody except for us and the show.
That's incredible.
That fucking feels amazing because this world of Twitter is so deep. You can follow any celebrity. Alec Baldwin's on there.
Everybody's
fucking
on there.
Barack Obama's on there. And they follow us.
Tom Hanks is on there. Like, you can just
fucking bananas.
Anybody. So
I love it.
Thank you guys for following us. And if you would like to follow us, you can do that on Instagram and Twitter at Crime and Sports, Facebook.com/Crime and Sports. Our email is crimeandsports@gmail.com. All that sort of thing. Do that. Follow us. You want to give them your social media,
At
Jimmie?
Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Follow me, tweet at me, interact, because it's awesome. Watching us go up the charts and then seeing all this feedback on Twitter.
Guys.
It's fucking incredible.
The best. I'm at Jimmie P is funny, or you could try to get adventurous and spell my last name. Just cut and paste it. Just cut and paste it. Don't get crazy. If you guess, you'll be wrong. I'm pretty good. You'll miss an I and it'll be a mess. It's a disaster. But, oh, man, it's been a wild week, and we just can't thank you guys enough. But, gotta say, guys, live from the Crime and Sports Studios, we will see you.
Holiday tips and fun facts from Kristen and Paul at Total Wine & More.